Welcome, Bobcat Country, and don't touch that dial because you are locked into the only spot you need for Tennessee high school football action. It'll be Friday night across the mid-state. You know what that means. Coming to you tonight from Cunningham, Tennessee. It's the School on the Lakes and one of the most beautiful high school campuses in the mid-state, the site of tonight's season finale and a final Region 5 4A matchup. It's one last ride with Greenbrier football and the 2023 football season. Thank you for joining us here tonight. I am your host, Jim Sorrells, alongside my co-host, Kevin Criswell, and we are the voice of the Bobcats, bringing you all that is Greenbrier High School sports and information. Be sure to follow along with us all year long and join the conversation on Twitter, now known as X, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, anything that uses that handle at VoiceOfCatsTN and the hashtag Greenbrier Football. Tonight's broadcast is Briar built, and it's brought to you in part by the Greenbrier Athletic Club, who, for over 50 years, has supported the Greenbrier Football Bobcats, and of course, by you, our fans, friends, and other supporters of Greenbrier just like you. Last Friday night, we battled the moist air and curvy roads of Charlotte, Tennessee. Greenbrier, they took the Red Hawks to task, coming out with a 21-10 victory over Creekwood. Creekwood, on homecoming, desperately needed the win, and they came to play, running back the opening kick to take a quick 7-0 lead. Another quick Creekwood score was all the Cats needed to wake up. Down 10-0 early in the first half, the Bobcats strung together a comeback that was placed solely on the shoulders of Nolan Carson. Completing only 6 passes on the night, 1 to Travarius Flood, and a whopping 5 for 81 yards to Nate Castleman, Carson used his feet to tear up the turf en route to 61 yards on the ground and 3 total scores. Carson's stat line then filled out with 7 solo stops, an interception, a fumble recovery that led to a scoop and score defensively. Carson, he helmed 49 plays from scrimmage Friday night, while the Red Hawks snapped it 48 times themselves. Greenbrier found themselves outgaining the Red Hawks by a single yard as well. Of those gained yards, Carson Wood had 32 yards rushing, with Travarius Flood adding 17 as well. Even Cameron Grizzard got some action with 11 yards on kick returns. Other defensive studs on the night, Dre Thomas with 5 stops, 1 forced fumble, and a sack. Layden Schrott got the credit for that fumble recovery. Tyler Adams, when not handling the punting duties, added 3 tackles and 2 sacks for himself. Gavin Landris finished with 2 tackles and a sack. Reese Jones, clogging up the middle, finished with 5 stops on his own, with Dalton Head rounding things out with 2 crucial stops on special teams. We said this matchup was going to be even on paper, and we meant it. But for now, we head up to Montgomery Central, Montgomery County, the School by the Lakes, the Hill, the echoiest basketball arena in the state, and the winless Indians of Montgomery Central. The Indians had an optimistic look on the 2023 season, hoping to improve on last year's 2-7 mark. After preaching, quote, the learning curve to his young team in the offseason, second-year coach Corey Wright set the goal and mission of 2023 to simply do simple better. Unfortunately, the Indians' simple and better did not mesh. With a long-established identity, they wanted their reputation to precede them. Montgomery Central, largely known for their desire to run the football. Unfortunately, again, the Indians have struggled on the field this year. Shut out 3 times with 2 games in single-digit scoring. The Indians have been outscored 368-100 and en route to what might become their second winless season in the last decade, the second since 2012. Brady from Main Street, Clarksville summarized it best. Better luck next year. Perhaps no team in Montgomery County area has suffered more heartbreak than Corey Wright's squad. While they have lost 3 games by 50 points or more to Clarksville, Pearl Cone, and Marshall County, they've also lost a couple of heartbreaking games due to scores in the final minutes versus Creekwood and Whites Creek. All signs will point to the Bobcat win, but coming out flat and cold like last week could spell disaster for the Cats and spoiler for the Indians. Sure to be another interesting night as we plan to perch up on that hill. All time, the Cats lead the series 16-5 with the last win at home last year. Central, 0-9 on the season. They have lost 15 straight since 2022. Tonight, mathematically eliminated from playoff contention, the Bobcats look to finish the season on a high note, looking for a second straight win, hopefully a win on the road, and hopefully a win on the final regular season contest, a feat that Greenbrier has not attained since 2014. Y'all, we're going to go pack up the earplugs, and let's hope their end zone horn doesn't bust out our eardrums. Be sure to join us tomorrow night over at VOTClive.com or anywhere that uses that handle at VoiceOfCatsTN. We'll see you in Cunningham. This week on the Tennessee Waltz, we're dancing all over the state of Tennessee as we prepare for playoff action. First up, we're going nationwide as we look at Max Preps and this week's top 5 nationally. While playoff action gets underway in Ohio and Utah, all eyes this week are on the state of Texas when it comes to the Max Preps Top 25, as number 6 Duncanville prepares to meet number 13 DeSoto in a battle for 6A District 11 supremacy. Further south will be number 7 North Shore out of Houston hosting the undefeated Eagles of Astacosita in the neighboring Humble, that's how they say it, it's not Humble, Texas. Your top 5 in North America this week. Number 1 overall, Bishop Gorman out of Las Vegas at 10-0. Number 2, Chaminade Madonna out of Hollywood, Florida, 8-0. Number 3, St. John Bosco out of Bellflower, California, 8-1. Number 4, IMG Academy out of Bradenton, Florida, 7-0. And number 5, Mater Day from Santa Ana, California, they're sitting at 8-1. Across the state this week, it's Championship Friday for most teams. There are some teams still sitting on the bubble, with other teams controlling their fates. Few have clinched their spots in the playoffs, and a lot of schools are still fighting for their lives tonight all across the state. It is do or die, make or break, if you want to extend your season at least one more week. Back here in the mid-state, Main Street Preps in their top 25 this week, they have 13 teams in their rankings, all vying for region titles. Minimal changes across the field this week. Your top 5 as we enter week 11. Pearl-Cohn, CPA, Brentwood, Oakland, and Innsworth. The Tennesseans saw it this way in their Super 25. Remember, this is regardless of classification. Number 1 overall in the state, McCallie. Number 2, Baylor. 3, Oakland. Number 4, Pearl-Cohn. Number 5, Bradley. Alcoa, they had the biggest drop in this week's Super 25 as they fell 5 spots to number 8. Newcomers to the top 25 this week include Boyd Buchanan and Clarksville. The Wildcats are now at 9-0. They have had a stellar season, and people are just now taking note. Working the rest of the polls in the AP, it was a Maryville win over Blount County rival Alcoa that pushed the Rebels up the rankings. Meanwhile, lots of eyes in Murfreesboro, where 3-time defending Class 6A state champion Oak plays host to number 16 Riverdale. Other big matchups will include number 17 overall Bearden at number 5 Bradley Central, and number 1 in the state McCallie. They're on the road to take on number 19 Lipscomb Academy. And in your final AP polls of the 2023 season. In 6A, we start off with the biggest shocker last week as the Golden Bears of Mount Juliet, fresh off that crazy comeback weeks ago, sitting pretty at number 5 until the winless in the last 22 contests, a season so frustrating their coach was relieved mid-year, Franklin Rebels knocked them off 21-7. The biggest mover this week down to 9. Here's the rest of your top 5. Bradley Central, Oakland, Brentwood, Germantown, and the Knoxville Bearden Bulldogs to round out your top 5. In Class 5A, only minor changes. With Knoxville West still claiming the top spot with 11 first-place votes. Henry County still making waves at number 2. They had 2 first-place votes this week. Number 3 goes to Southwind. They got a single first-place vote. Number 4 will be Page, who moved up 1 spot, with number 5 going to Nolensville after Centennial's ugly loss to Page last week. They sat now at number 6. In Class 3A, the only exception to any rule this week is Alcoa. Despite that loss to 6A's number 8 Maryville last week, the 8-time defending Class 3A champions will retain their number 1 spot, receiving still 10 first-place votes. Number 2 honors will go to Dyersburg, with Meigs County, Gatlinburg-Pittman, and East Nashville rounding out the top 5. In Class 2A, it's the Dragons and York Institute once again, but this week the votes start to split. The Dragons receive 5 first-place nods this week, while number 2, Marion County, received 4. Number 3 goes to Huntington. They received 5 first-place votes. And number 4 is Loretto. Number 5, East Robertson. In 1A, it's South Pittsburgh with Dresden at number 2, Moore County, McKenzie, and MASC rounding out the top 5. Over in Division 2, your top nods this week go to Jackson Christian, CPA, and McCallie. And then it's Class 4A. Your number 1 overall this week, surprise, surprise, with 10 first-place votes, still the Pearl-Cohn Firebirds. Number 2, Upperman with 2 first-place votes. And that's a tie, with Elizabethton also picking up 1 first-place vote. In 4th place, it's Hardin County with 1 first-place vote. Number 5 will go to Greenville. Number 6, Macon County. Number 7, Marshall County. number 8 Haywood County, and 2 newcomers at the bottom this week with number 9 Millington and number 10 Anderson County. Last week's number 8 Gibbs, they fell out of the top 10, though they still received some votes. Others receiving votes this week: Loudon, Stone Memorial, South Gibson, and Red Bank. As we head to the final week of the year, only 3 regions in the class have been decided before tonight. Region 2 went to Anderson County, Region 4 went to Upperman, and Region 6 went to Hardin County. For the rest of the class, here's what's on tap for Class 4A region titles. In Region 1 4A, it's going to be Elizabethton and Greenville, both teams undefeated. In Region 3 4A, Red Bank at 6-3, they're playing Loudon at 7-2. Red Bank undefeated in the region. Region 7 4A, it's going to be Haywood and the Tomcats, 3-0 in region play, taking on Dyer County, also 3-0 in region play. Region 8 4A, it's going to be Millington at 8-1, undefeated in region play, and Melrose at 6-3, undefeated in region play. And of course, Region 5 4A, all eyes on Pearl-Cohn and Marshall County. Pearl-Cohn undefeated, Marshall County with 1 single loss this year, both teams undefeated in region play. Note, for tiebreakers, the first 4 tiebreakers to determine the playoffs are head-to-head with most overall wins, most games played against teams that won 50% or more of their games, and then most wins against teams that won 50% of their games. NCAA rules call for the return of the head-to-head after any other tiebreaker is needed for multiple teams, meaning if 3 teams all beat each other in the region, the next tiebreaker is needed. But after a 3-team tie is broken, the rules will call for the return to the head-to-head for the final 2. In Division I, Class 4A, Region 5, that's us. Right now, if the playoffs started today, we're looking at Pearl-Cohn, Marshall County, Station Camp, and White House. But hold the phone. There are still 2 very important scenarios that could play out later tonight. If Montgomery Central were to upset the Bobcats, and Creekwood were to pull it out against White House, and Marshall County were to defeat Pearl-Cohn, your top 4 would be Marshall, Pearl, Station Camp, and Creekwood. If Montgomery Central were to win, and Creekwood were to win, and Pearl-Cohn would win, it would be Pearl-Cohn, Marshall, Station Camp, and Creekwood. Other options. And here we go as the Bobcats are about to kick off here. Whistles as we get the kick away.
Going to be offsides here, I believe.
Well, it's week 11 for everybody. It wouldn't be a broadcast without some technical difficulties to start right off here. And that's on both sides, the field and right here, Kevin. Kevin, how are you doing, man? You got your headset on now. I think we're ready to roll.
I'm good, Jim.
Yeah, all right. Here we go.
Our first broadcast from the end zone. We're a little rusty on that.
Yeah, man. It's been a while. We're back here in Montgomery Central. This is the site of the first time we ever did this thing live. And we are just over my left shoulder, and I will put a picture of that out here later. There's this lovely, lovely horn. So we're going to do our best to time that just right so it doesn't cross the broadcast. But as we get back to work here, we got the Bobcats setting up their kick. Montgomery Central, they're going to be taking the ball, receiving to start here. And here we go. We're underway. Deep kick into the end zone. It's going to be recovered and returned by Montgomery Central. There's a big hole right in the middle. It's the same thing that happened last week against Creekwood as he streaks down the sideline. There's the kicker. Getting in there on the tackle. So great effort by Will White to stay backward to go and make that stop, as that was almost another rough start here to the contest. That ball is going to be spotted at the 35 on the other side. Again, here in the end zone, we're going to be talking about a lot of angles and a lot of positions that we can't really tell just because of where we are perched up here. But 36 going in for Montgomery Central. They're going to line up at the shotgun. They've got 2 to either side. It's a quick handoff inside, and there's the Bobcats all over that one.
Yeah, Jim, that was a little shovel pass, a little pitch pass. Dropped it right in front of him, and Max right there to close down, make a tackle, and a loss of a couple of yards there. All the way, loss of 3 to the 39.
That defensive front starting tonight, 91 Landon Schrock, number 79 Reese Jones, number 3 Luke Meyer, all up front. Your linebackers are going to be Ryan Moles, Jack Keeney, and Max Skurlock. They're going to be rotating in and out. Tyler Adams, Cameron Gazar, DeAndre Thomas will be looking for all of them to get into the action as the night progresses here. If you're looking for the press box here, Montgomery Central will be moving right to left.
and that was a 3-yard loss on that previous play.
Yeah, and the clock is not working. Tell me where we've heard that before.
Yeah, that's not the first time we've heard that one.
So the official is headed up to the box.
So breaking the action here as he slowly makes his way up to the box. It's a very crowded press box up there.
Yeah, that's one that I'm okay with not being in.
Yeah. It was senior night here at Montgomery Central, and we had to be off the field at 6:10, and they breezed right through that thing. So Greenbrier able to get back out and get a little extra stretch out of the legs. Of course, this being the season finale for both squads. Montgomery Central winless on the season. Bobcats looking to win their second straight.
And 4 on the year.
4 on the year.
And we will warn you up front, we will do our best to hit our dump buttons to not catch
we're,
the horn.
we're hovering over them as close as we can. We will, like I said, we will time that as best as possible. And I think we're back to work here.
The clock's still not running, and he said to run the clock. So
there we go. 11:40 to go here, and we are back to work here as Greenbrier is going to stretch the field as Montgomery Central stretches the field. That handoff goes inside, and Bobcats all over it once again. There's Tyler Adams crawling over it. There's Landon Schrock calling all over it.
That's a good job of closing right there. Doing a good job up front for those first 2 plays. Not over pursuing, just a really good, solid job up front to this point.
So 3rd down and 13 coming up here for Montgomery Central. Your back guys are going to be Cameron Gazzard kind of rotating in and out between that linebacker position and the safety position. Nolan Carson, Travarius Flood, Nate Castleman. 3rd and 13, shotgun look still for Montgomery Central. Quarterback flanked on either side. He's dropping back to pass, throws it to the right side.
He caught it.
It's down low. He caught it, but he didn't get much on that one. Tight coverage there by Nolan Carson. He had stepped up from that safety position and was working on kind of some different levels there, if you will. So 4th and 13 coming up. That ball is still spotted right around the 39-yard line.
Looks like they're going to move it up just a little bit. Looks like they got back to the original marker. I think it's going to be 4th and 10, 4th and maybe 11. Just judging from what we can see on the sides. Again, those angles.
Officially 4th and 10 is what they've put on the board behind us here. So that ball's at the 38. They're going to go for it. Week 11, don't hold back now. Dropping back to pass. Looking right. Dumps one to the end zone. Travarius Flood has caught it. Interception. Travarius Flood right there at the 20-yard line. He read that one like he was the receiver. Got the jump there on number 9 from Montgomery Central.
Got a flag on the play.
Back at the line of scrimmage.
Holding against Central, so I'm sure that'll be declined. And it will be our ball. We'll take it. We will take it.
So first looks for the Bobcat offense coming up here. Your starters tonight, Travarius Flood, Nate Castleman. They're going to be your receivers. Your tight end's going to be Luke Meyer with Landon Schrock. He'll be moving in and out. Across the front lines, Wesley Buckner, Jackson All, David Doris, Brian Rancorn, and Reese Jones. Tyler Adams, your H-back, your tailback, Carson Wood, and, of course, your quarterback, Nolan Carson.
Jim, one thing to note there, Dalton Wilbur out tonight. He's had an ankle kind of plaguing him for the last couple of weeks and really was trying to get back in this week, just wasn't able to get it to hold up like he wanted to. So he's going to be watching from the side tonight.
Shotgun look for the Bobcats. High snap. Nolan gets it back down. Hands it off to Carson Wood, and he's running, bumbling, stumbling. Got a nice burst of speed there off the left tackle.
7. Picked up about 7 right there. The hole was open for him. If we'd have been right on time on the snap, he may have been gone. Good job by Travarius Flood out on the edge of setting his block and then not holding on that block because he was out in open space.
The nice thing about this viewpoint, the vantage point that we're going to have tonight is we're going to see this play develop unlike anything else that you can see from the stands. So I as much as it is frustrating to stand in the end zone, I do love the look that we're getting. Shotgun look here. Nolan Carson, high snap again, hands it off to Wood. He's got a big hole, and he's rumbling, bumbling, stumbling once again. It's going to be 3 to 4 yards and a cloud of dust to start off this first series, and that should be enough for a first down, and it is.
Yeah, that'll be enough for a first down, and that's a good job right there of following. You hear a lot about a running back staying right on the hip pocket of that guy that's coming around to fill the void, and he did right there. Carson was on his hip as much as 2 hips could be joined, and great job there hitting the hole, pick up a few, and it's 1st and 10. Bobcats are in business.
Bobcats are going to move Luke Meyer out wide as well. You're going to have Nate Castleman in the slot. So Luke is on the line. Travarius on the line. Carson dropping back to pass, dumps it into the flat. There's Castleman. He was running a little up and out route. Nice movement there on that pitch and catch. Bobcats still on the move here. 9:06 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, nothing, a little pickup right there. About 3-4 yards. Looks like it's going to be about Well, them marking on down a little bit further than I thought. That's about 8 yards.
So second and 2 officially. Ball's at the 40-yard line just across midfield.
Bobcats officially moving near to far.
Carson breaks the huddle. He's going to have 2 wide to the left, Flood and Castleman. Tyler Adams is going to sneak up closer to the line of scrimmage. It's a direct snap to Nolan Carson. He shakes and bakes, moves it up to that second level.
That's been one we've seen work the last few weeks. You kind of set them up with the run play to the running back, and you set him up, hit that little pass, and then all of a sudden you run with the draw, and he's a good.
Short burst of speeds from Nolan Carson. He's got some very powerful hips. Of course, we're going to see that up close and personal as Greenbrier basketball gets underway here in just a couple weeks. 8:04 to go here in the first quarter. The Bobcats on the move. 2 wide to the left for Nolan Carson. Nate Castleman, the furthest. Man in motion is Adams, moving left. Some jet motion, and we got a whistle and a flag before we can get the.
They may have got us for turning up a little bit quick.
And so when we're talking about that jet motion, you've got to make sure that you stay lateral.
Jim, I just got to say the PA announcer was encouraging the fans to get loud, and they threw the flag. He said that's what noise does, and they flagged him for being offsides on defense.
Nope. So. That was unfortunate. The clock is winding. 7 minutes and 51 seconds here. It's now 1st and 5. Ball's at the 38 on the other side of the field.
I shouldn't be that excited.
It's okay, Kevin. Carson breaks the huddle. He's going to have 2 wide to his left. So that same base formation. Carson Wood to his left. High snap, gets it off to Wood. Montgomery Central defense in a much better position that time, closing hard.
He still picked up 2 or 3.
Still picked up 2 or 3, just not that big burst that we had seen over the first couple plays of the series.
Yeah, I mean, when a bad play is getting 3, it's looking like a good night. Certainly give him credit for 2 there.
No visible play clock that we can see, so we'll try to keep that one in check as best as we can. 7 minutes to go here in the first quarter, and Bobcats on the move. Carson's in the gun. He's got 2 wide to his left, 1 wide to his right. It's a quick pitch to Travarius Flood. Good block by Nate Castleman as he shucks 2, 3, 4, still on his feet as he finally is brought down. That's going to be enough for a first down and a little bit more.
Flood hit Madden mode there.
And he is shedding some equipment. Whatever he just threw to the sideline, that's going to make him just a little bit faster, I believe.
Well, he picked up 15 on that like it was nothing.
And slowly as we talk about this campus, the field sits up on a hill just a little bit, and you've got all these bodies of water around the lakes here at Montgomery Central. A little bit of fog is starting to roll in, not unlike a swamp or something like that. Carson, he's in the gun. He's got Wood to his left. Hand off to Wood. He's got a man in front. Nice block as he's still moving. Trudges forward. Should be another decent gain there on first down. Officially going to give him 2. I think they may have spotted his ankle instead of his forearm. It would be 2nd down and 8. Ball's at the 14 going in for the Bobcats. Bobcats in the red zone for the first time tonight. And it's high moon right now, Kevin. Full moon. Look at that.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But it is what it is.
It's one of my favorite CCR songs, Bad Moon Rising.
Bad Moon Rising.
High snap again. Carson, quick pitch to the right side. It's complete to Castleman. He's got plenty of real estate in front of him as he moves it down into the goal line.
Goodness, I thought he got closer there.
5:25 to go. That ball is on the 8 officially, and it's going to be 1st and goal to go for the Bobcats.
Now let's put it in. Doggone it.
Carson lines him up in the gun. Luke Meyer, his tight end to the right. Super wide to the left as Travarius Flood, almost at the far hash marks. High snap again. Carson, busted play. He's going to keep it himself. He's still on his feet as he moves forward. That's certainly a way to make something out of nothing.
And that actually got the first down there, Jim. It was 3rd and 2 right there, so Nolan pushes it across.
Oh, I apologize. They changed the board on me. Now we're ready to go here on the 8.
think we're closer than
We're
that.
closer than that.
I think we're on about the 4 or 5. Maybe it is the 8. I don't know. That's on the 3.
Carson breaks the huddle. He's going to have shotgun look. Too wide to the left. Everyone else tight on the right side. High snap again. Gets it to Wood as he trudges ahead. It's a good combo block there by the center and the guard. Trying to bust that hole, get that seam wide open.
Not much gain there.
So they're going to call it 2nd and goal at the 1-foot line over the PA. Central is shifted down. They're playing a base 50, maybe 53 at this point.
Give me a quarterback draw right here.
Carson's still going to line up in the shotgun. He's going to have Wood to his left. Snap again, gets it to Wood. Tush push. That should do it.
Got it.
Touchdown, Bobcats.
I think that's actually Nolan kept it.
So it was a good fake because he really got us down here.
Well, is it not a touchdown?
Well, everybody is celebrating and running off like it certainly was. And
I was going to say, the man down here called it, and then maybe there was some confusion elsewhere.
we got 6 on the board behind us. We'll take it. Bobcats going to set up for the extra point attempt.
Jim, we can tell if these are good tonight.
White is your kicker out of the hold of Castleman. Snap, set, kick.
It's good.
Nice and up and good. There we go. That's the way we like it. 3:48 to go here in the first quarter of play, and Bobcats strike first on that first series. Really strung it together there. It's a nice execution to get us rolling. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here from Montgomery Central. We are excited to bring you this season finale as the Bobcats have taken the road on the show here to Cunningham, Tennessee. You're just joining us. You missed a heck of a series as the Bobcats punched one in off the back of Nolan Carson. He was the hero last week, responsible for every point that ended up on the board, including that miraculous comeback. We're going to call it miraculous because, boy, they came out flat in that first half.
Ooh, it did not look good. Need to get a little bit something better on the kickoff here. But a good way to come out, and you've wasted away almost a quarter of football already. So 8 minutes off the clock, 8 minutes, 12 seconds off the clock.
As we get ready for this kickoff, I'm watching this left side of the kickoff coverage team, man. You've got Harold Ward out here. You've got Dalton Head. You've got Bryson Meeks, 3 headhunters on the edge. And Will White's going to kick it toward the left, and they are streaking down. It's caught at the 10, and he's still moving to midfield. He's on the wide side of the field. He busts through a seam. White breaking down, trying to make a tackle. Not any going to get it as he takes it all the way back into the end zone. Kicked it left, ran it right. And now suddenly we are 7-6 with 3:34 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, we're going to have to figure out something on that because it's 2 in a row they've been able to do that on, and we were able to stop it the first time, but not that time. And I will say, to that point, I believe Kirkwood gave up like 2 or 3 kickoff returns to these guys for a touchdown. So that has been a bright spot for them. And last couple of weeks we've had some struggles with it. So
Central's going to line up their extra point attempt. Snap. Set.
Blocked.
It's blocked. DeAndre Thomas getting through there and putting his whole chest out in front of it. And the Bobcats are going to hold on tight to a 1-point lead here at 7-6 with 3:34 to go.
that was a good job right there. That's get a little momentum back. Let's go just knock another one in the end zone here. Getting a look at the instant replay, we were
just not in position. Just not in position. Just call it like it is.
That's
just
a good
not
way
in
to say it.
position.
We had 3 guys about 2 steps away from each other, and he ran by all 3 of them. And It's got to be a little bit better.
I bragged on that left side. Come on, right side. Let's go, man. Let's go. Back deep for the Bobcats. Nate Castleman, Travarius Flood, Cameron Grizzard. In that order, 1, 2, and 3. Of course, Bobcats move left to right here on this field. If somebody will tell me the direction of the wind, I'll tell you if it's north or south. Central lines up their kick. We are away. It's like Castleman is going to call it. Gets it up over his shoulder. He's at the 10. Still going the 20. Nice block on the outside there by DeAndre Thomas, but there in the middle, we got a flag coming down. Carter DeMarcus really laid somebody out here close to us, too. But
he had a good block right there. I'm assuming this is going to be a block in the back or a hold, just based off the location. But yeah, it's going to be a hold right there.
Carson opened up in the shotgun. He's going to have Carson Wood to his left, Cameron Grizzard to his right. It's the same kind of formation that Central is running, and here's Wood falling right behind his blocks as he tries to turn it up around that corner. Yeah, Central had that one snuffed out. So you run their offense, they're going to know their offense is what that answer is.
Yeah, but well, I thought he may have picked up a yard, but not much on the pickup there.
Second down here. Quick pitch to Travarius Flood. Shakes and bakes on the rough side. He's still going. He's just streaking down the sidelines. Finally gets out of bounds after picking up the first down.
Atta boy. That little quick pass has been there all night. That'll move the chains and down to the 44 across midfield. That's a good little pickup.
So 2:45 to go here in the first quarter. Carson breaks the huddle. He's going to have Wood to his left. 2 wide to the left as well. Tyler Adams is going to slip up in like a fullback spot. And that's where the follow the blocks right behind it. Carson Wood right off the butt. Trudging ahead another 3 to 4 yards at a time.
Yeah, that's just good stuff right there. That's football that make the man sitting beside me really, really proud. Picked up 6 on that. Man, I didn't think we got that much on it, but that's what it looks like over there. Maybe 5 anyway.
So second down to 6 officially on the scoreboard here. Ball's at the 44-yard line. 2 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. Carson's in the shotgun, 2 wide to the left. Man in motion is Adams. Running the play away from the motion as the handoff goes to Wood to the weak side. He tried to cut it back to the middle, just looking for some zone reading right there as he tried to plant, cut, and step. There's a big guy there from Montgomery Central. He's about a head and shoulders taller than most of the offensive line. You could probably put him and Luke Meyer back-to-back, and they'd stand up about as tall as each other if you want a visual reference. 1:40 to go here in the first quarter. Third down and 2 coming up for the Bobcats. Bobcats stacked on the left side. Castleman behind Flood.
That looked like a face mask.
Carson tried to keep that one himself, rolling out the left side. A big surge from Montgomery Central comes in late to stop him, and they hold him tight. It's going to be 4th down.
It looked like he may have got a yard on it. I think it's going to be about 4th and 1. Again, we're trying to play the angles right here and see the sticks, but 4th and maybe a long one. I think they're still calling it 2 on the board, but we just got to get our snaps a little bit better. We're wonky on our snaps tonight.
So under 50 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Carson, he's in the shotgun. He's got 2 wide to his left. High snap straight ahead. He's going to jump over the pile and pick up that first down. That'll stop the clock momentarily with 37 seconds to go.
Attaboy, and give some credit to the big boys up front right there. They just fired off and moved them out of the way.
Low man wins, thumbs in the nose, drive the pile.
Insert cliche here.
Got it. 24 seconds to go here. I think the way the body language looks on everybody on the field, I think everybody is going to let this one run down. And so Greenbrier is going to come down here and come talk to us here in just a second. Under 10 seconds to go.
Yeah, I'm glad these headphones block some noise. 5 to go, and we're
here we go.
Off.
Let's count it down. 3, 2, 1.
And we're back.
Wonderful, wonderful. Good job, everybody. And that'll do it for the first quarter of play. Here at the end of 1, it's your score. Greenbrier 7, Montgomery Central 6. And if I would have been a bit more prepared, I would be more prepared to talk about some scores from last night. There were almost 70 games that were going on across the state last night as all of 1A, 3A, and 5A played. I didn't realize that that's how they had it set up. So tonight you've got 2A, 4A playing, as well as 6A. Talked about Springfield and Beach. Beach coming up with the victory over the Yellow Jackets. So the Yellow Jackets still going to make the playoffs. I think they finished in 4th place is what it is. Beach finishes in 2nd place after that one. In Fairview, they had a two-touchdown advantage over White House Heritage to take the win in that region championship game. Heritage still get the chance to host. Carson dropping back to pass. He's looking for Flood in stride, and he's got it all the way back here. Touchdown, Bobcats. That was pretty. Over 3 defenders there as Travarius Flood comes up with another one.
Got a nice pass from the referee as well. He was impressed.
That was actually, yeah, man. That was. Bobcats are lining up their extra point attempt. Will White, your kicker, under the hold of Nate Castleman. Snap, set, kick is up.
It's good.
That was a nice bit of power behind that kick, too, and it's good.
He almost hit my car.
14-6 here from Montgomery Central. Not bad for the first play of the second quarter.
Put 7 on the board.
Yeah, we're still there. We go. Okay, we got it. We got it.
That was me.
It's all good. Oh, you were talking to yourself. I thought you were looking at the scoreboard. I got you, man. I got you.
I was looking at my scoreboard.
Here we go. Right. Kick is off and away. Received by number 27. He came out of nowhere to receive that one. Bobcats breaking down, doing a much better job that time.
It was all right. It's still. It'd be all right. Let's get the defense going back here. We have been in control to this point. Let's drop another one on the board.
I'm going to give him credit. I believe that was Ryan Moles that came up with the stop there. Was at least at the bottom of the pile as everything was unfolding. So first down coming up here from Montgomery Central. That ball is at the 44 going the other direction. So we'll get a look for the backside of their offense. Handoff inside, right into a wall of Bobcats. That'll take it down pretty quickly. Gain of maybe 1 or 2. Reese Jones closing hard there. He was at the bottom of that pile, so we'll give him credit.
Luke with a little equipment malfunction there.
So Luke Meyer will come take a break. Bobcats will bring in an additional. They'll bring in an additional. Corner. My goodness, I am not good with my football tonight. Second down here, Montgomery Central fakes the handoff inside. It's an option pitch. Good pitch on the outside and a good stick there by Cameron Gazzard.
Yeah, that was a great job right there.
He read that one beautifully.
Somebody check his huddle. He watched film this week.
I think he did, man. So the end took the quarterback, and Cameron rolled on around from that. He was at the linebacker position that time, and he stayed with the pitch man, and he watched the belly. He didn't watch the feet.
Yeah, it's
hard to fake the gut, is what I was told once upon a time. Third down and short coming up here. That ball's on the 47. They have not crossed midfield just yet. Shotgun look for Central. They're going to move a man in motion up to the side. Quarterback, he's got it. Jukes gets through to the second level. Bobcats holding on, finally going to bring him down. It is enough for a first down, but it was a lucky break there by Nolan Carson as he took him around the waist and wrestled him down.
Whew.
Ball's on the 34 on the other side now. Central, shotgun look, quarterback flanked either side. Handoff inside, good stick there. I mean, you won't find a better form tackle than what you just saw out of Tyler Adams.
And a little bit of extra.
And we got a Bobcat that was hit after the play, pushed on down.
Mac took a late one. Mac took a late one right there. Now, I don't know what all led to it. I guess we'll find out here in just a minute, but he took one well after the play.
They're still trying to sort this one out. Now, all credit to Mac. He rolled on through with that one. That was very nice placement.
Yeah.
I might have to put him on the tumbling team when football's over. Hey, there we are. Okay, and we're back. So our extension cord got severed or breaker blew. Oh, we're not really sure what's going on here. So Kevin's going to go check that one out. Again, we are down here in this end zone and trying to figure out the ups, the downs, the lefts, and the rights here. And they finally got some stuff sorted out here There was a play that was run, but there was another penalty as things were backed up. I do apologize that in all of that shuffling that we were doing, we're not quite sure what happened with the previous penalty. So second down and 11 coming up here. Ball's at the 46-yard line. About 8:15 to go here in the second quarter. Shotgun single back look for Montgomery Central. They're going to rotate their back to the right side, 4 wide otherwise. And before we could get the snap off, another set of whistles and flags. They're going to call this one delay a game. So second down and 11 now. Ball's at the 46. Moved them back across the other side of midfield, so they're closer to us down here in the end zone. Shotgun look, single back to the right, 4 wide otherwise. Dropping back, looking right the entire time. Castleman in stride, step with him. Central was able to pull up and pull off with that one. And we've got a flag coming in the vicinity of the catch. So that was going to be pass interference there. I think Nate's hand movements may have been a little bit too much for the official. And they're going to push it on back here. So it'll be fresh set of downs. 1st and 10. Ball's at the 27 going in for Montgomery Central. Good head of steam there on first down from Montgomery Central. It was an inside handoff moving right, off the right tackle that time. And so that'll be a fresh set of downs as well. Ball's going to be spotted at the 15. About 7:18 to go here in the second quarter.
They found a little something they like, that's for sure.
Shotgun 2-back set for Montgomery Central. 1 wide to the right. Handoff goes inside. There's another stick.
That's
good form tackle. That's much better that time. Somebody came in there and was throwing some hands. I don't know why. That looked like he, typically defense teaches these days to try to strip and rip the ball when you're going in for the tackle, and it was his own teammate coming in that time. I don't really understand what that was about. But
little uncontrolled aggression there.
6:40 to go here. No gain on that previous play, so they're going to officially mark it 2nd and 10 at the 15 again. Got distracted by the actions after the play, and I forgot to tell you who made the tackle. I do apologize. Dropping back to pass. Nolan Carson's going to knock that away.
That was a good job by Nolan right there. Real good job of getting his hands in there and just knocking that ball away. And we do apologize. We got just a little bit of a hum. That's a ground loop hum because we had to swap to battery. So thankfully it's not too bad, or at least hopefully it's not too bad on the broadcast end.
You can write your congressman if you're not happy with it. 6:23 to go.
Call the athletic club.
Shotgun handoff inside this time. Bobcats all over it once again. Landon Schrock closing hard. He's on the backside of it. Reese Jones. Gavin's in there. Good team effort there on the defensive front line.
That was a D-line party right there, son.
And Central looks like they're going to burn a timeout here.
Yep.
Think about this one. It'll be 4th down and 10 with that ball at the 15. We've seen a decent leg out of the kicker on kickoffs. Didn't really get to see much of the pregame stuff. By the time we got here, Central was already wrapped up and they were preparing for senior night. So.
Yeah, I think they'd finished about 5:45.
I guess so. And we had to be out of here at, 6?
6:10.
And shoot, the bus didn't leave till 4:30 because you couldn't get a bus. Fortunately, we've got some of the TLSAA brass from the official. Excuse me. They've been hanging around here tonight. They've seen what's going on.
Of all the virtues we've extolled about the end zone, the very best thing is instant replay right beside us.
Shout out to the big dog for keeping us informed tonight.
On the big screen at that.
Is that a pro you got, Coach?
Oh, it's a pro.
No,
he says
no,
it's a fake.
We don't deal with Microsoft Surface tablets around here. We didn't get that endorsement deal yet. Central is going to line up for a field goal. Left-footed kicker.
Oh, it's off the upright. He missed it. He
missed it. Yeah,
hit the
he's a
top of the
left-footed
upright.
kicker, and he kicked it a little bit too far to the left.
Yeah, it hit the top of the upright and bounced back. It looked straight and true, and it just curved at the last second. And, I mean, it doinked. Not a double doink, just a single doink.
That's a good term, doinked.
So we'll take over on our own 15-yard line. Let's run it down about 80 yards in 5 minutes, 49 seconds. And
we'll take it to the half.
Excellent job on the end zone camera work by Mr. Gavin. He got the doink.
Carson, drop it back to pass. He's rolling. He's going to keep it himself as he cuts it upfield as that play just fell apart.
I tell you what, there's a run play that runs off of that, and that one would have busted for about 40 yards right there the way we had it blocked out. So wouldn't be surprised if that one was setting up another.
Hopefully somebody is looking at that end zone view and taking a look at that there on the sidelines. I believe Blair and Coach Leonard, they're running around with the tablets. They're going to be watching that stuff. They're going to see it. Clock's moving here. 5:28 to go here in the first half. That ball is on the 22. 2nd down and 8 coming up for the Bobcats. Carson's in the shotgun. He is flanked by Wood. Handoff goes to Wood.
There's
he's running right.
Play.
There it is. He faked it, and he's cutting it back to the other side.
They got us on a hold.
Still on his feet there.
Yeah, we got 2 flags down here. I think it's going to be a hold.
So as we're talking about that play developing, thinking it was that run play, Carson actually had a very great fake on that. Carson Wood was out here with 2 men in front of him, so they're setting that up, coming back to the weak side, but they're on the strong side, moving out in the flat, dumped it to Nate Castleman. Was complete, but the flag is going to negate everything that just happened. So they're going to call that officially 2nd down and 13 with the ball at the 22. I don't know how that works, but whatever. Okay, so we moved the ball. There we go. Now on the 17. That'll work. 5:14 to go here as the Bobcats break the huddle. Bobcats going 2 wide to the right side. They're going to stack on top of each other with Travarius Flood in the front. Man in motion, moving left to right. That's Tyler Adams. He moves out in the flat, dumps it, looking for Castleman up over his shoulder, and he is hit.
He's hit hard after the
Uncatchable.
play.
Just knocked in the shoulder, and he pops up. And now we've got some jaw and some action right here on the sidelines. They're going to get them split up in a way. Here comes the flags, as expected.
Yeah, I'm not sure who they're going to flag on that one. I'm assuming that's offsetting.
I wouldn't assume too quickly, Kevin, because I don't think they were going to say anything about Montgomery Central. It's little, the game's emotional. The game's emotional. You just can't have the emotional response.
It was 2-on-1. It's definitely going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct somewhere because we've got the pads out. The question is who it's going to be on. And we'll get the call here. Maybe. Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Saving against Montgomery Central. And it offsets. So that is a dead ball after the play unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, so it will still be third down. Back to the previous spot.
And before we could get things settled up again, Bobcats are going to take a timeout to try to calm things down.
Yeah, got to settle down just a little bit. Was almost going to say and then decided not to. Maybe I should have, but we have not had a punt yet tonight on either side.
So as that timeout is taking place, 5 minutes, 8 seconds to go here in the first half. It's your score, Greenbrier 14, Montgomery Central 6. Bobcats trying to salvage a drive. Of course, the first play of the second quarter scored a touchdown. Since then, the offense has kind of become stagnant. Penalties are the name of the game at this point. They're really costly. Carson's going to open up in the shotgun. He's got an empty backfield.
The man inside slot.
Meyer lined up in the slot here as he's rolling.
Nobody on him.
Dumps one, looking for Castleman once again. It hits his right hand.
It looked like he was getting
tipped,
hit when he
incomplete.
Tried to get that. Was that? I thought it was PI right there. I thought they had a hold of him right there.
It's all right. We're going to move on to fourth down here. And as Kevin has cursed us, we will be punting this one away.
Get it all lined up here. Hopefully we do a little bit better job
by making sure their hands are dry before we get the snap. Snap is off. Kick is away.
Ooh.
Off the left pinky toe.
Well, you know, it looked ugly,
it looked ugly, but it got the job done.
I think he netted about 30 out of it, which if you'd have told me that when it came off his foot, I wouldn't have said that. But
no, it sounded real good. I don't know if that carried across. But God, we could have told y'all it was anything. Y'all would have believed it, I guess. But that ball is going to be spotted at the 43 for Central with 4:54 to go.
Yeah, that sometimes it just works out. Let's clamp down on defense right here. You got them right here. Need to get a stop right here. We are set to receive the opening kickoff of the second half, so I want to make sure you get a stop right here. Stay up on them 8 points, and let's see if we can do something with it. Better yet.
Double set backfield, handoff going inside. Bobcats all over that one once again. Good work there out of the middle of the defensive line.
We have done an excellent job up front tonight. It has been very good work right there. And again, it's no gain, maybe a slight gain, but, I mean, just nothing there. So good job by the defensive line. They have absolutely controlled the game up front.
So that time was Jackson All stabbing and grabbing and controlling that guard, just closing that down. Second down and 11, 4:21 to go.
This may be throwback night with references. We got stab and grab. We were
thumbs in the nose.
Shuffling up.
Double set backfield. Lots of pressure. Bobcats pushing it. He's going to dump it out. Incomplete.
I think he may have gotten outside of the hashes. He's close. I don't know that he got it to the line of scrimmage would have been my thing, though. That one was close. That almost was grounding.
That was definitely a Shane Falco to the sidelines throw. That's what that was. That'll stop the clock with 4:05 to go. Third down and 11 for Central. Luke Meyer is going to drop back into some pass coverage this time. Three-man set for the Bobcats.
Got him.
Got him through. Got the pressure. Tosses it away.
That should be grounding. That should have been grounding.
And then he kicked the ball out of bounds if it was going to be a fumble. So that one was not going to be pretty on either side. There we go. There we go.
We got the grounding.
So it was very, very close to not making it back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
So the quarterback sprinted at the sidelines to just kick it out of bounds, but they are officially going to give him the grounding call.
And that will be a loss of down penalty. So not only does it go back to where he threw the ball at, it's also 4th down. And so one way to flip the field is to let them drop back 15 yards and then tack on a couple more on a grounding penalty. And all of a sudden it's 4th and 30.
We'll call it about that. Travarius Flood is going to drop back into punt return mode.
So we said something about not having a return, and doggone it, we're going to have 2 in a row. Left guard missing on punt team there, an essential player. And we got a timeout, Montgomery Central. They were about to, on top of everything, about to have a delay of game penalty. And we've got an opportunity right here, 3:54, plenty of time on the clock. Would love to see you get a lot of pressure right here. Can't do anything crazy, but see if you can make this a bad punt anyway. Ooh, that's a long timeout.
It really was. Like I was thinking it in my head, and I'm so glad that everyone else agrees. That was.
Look at that, Jim. It's 4th and 30. I was pretty
There
good on
we
my
go,
estimate.
yeah. It took them a minute to change it on the board. I didn't think they were going to do it.
I had to kick their shoes off and count. Keep going up.
Fingers, toes, fingernails, toenails. Flood still back to receive this punt. That's a hypothetical, considering if they actually kick it. Well, there's some clapping going on there, trying to draw them off sides. Snap is away. Kick is away.
Pretty good punt.
Flood.
Oh, don't.
Going to let it bounce. It accidentally hit Nolan Carson, and he had the good wherewithal to fall on it.
Yeah, it's a good job by Nolan. Realizing what had happened there and then jumping back down to make sure that didn't become an issue.
Bobcats will take over on the 28. 3:46 to go here in the second half. Or excuse me, the first half of play. It's the second quarter.
The public address announcer doing his very best to be the 12th man.
Wood is going to line up and flank Carson in the shotgun. Bobcats have 2 wide to the right. High snap again. Carson's going to keep it, running out the edge. That defensive back, he broke off of his coverage and immediately went for Carson's legs.
Yeah, and part of it here, Jim, the snaps are really not that high. And I think Nolan's kind of anticipating them being high. And when he takes that little hop, it's kind of messing with his
timing
momentum.
off. It's like half a second, but it throws the timing off just enough.
It's just enough to lose that quick step right there, and it's hurting us right there on some things. Yeah, I'm glad he's up in the air, making sure that he's catching them, but they're not really high enough probably to need a hop.
Travarius Flood is going to line up on one side. Handoff goes to Flood. He's running back to the weak side. Cuts it up the field. He's still dancing, still moving on the outside.
Good run by Flood.
Tyler Adams was out in front, coming from that H-back position. The H-back is more like a fullback in this offense. And so if you think of a power I and you've got quarterback, fullback, tailback, Tyler Adams was throwing some blocks. Like a Lorenzo Neal type play.
Ooh.
Mike Allstott. 2:38 to go here in the second quarter. Handoff again, goes to Flood. He cuts it up. Man, he had a good bunch of real estate in front of him. Some great blocking there by Brian Raincorn, but I thought he was pulled down by his face mask. The way his head jerked around there, really thought that was by his face mask.
I didn't catch a face mask just looking at it here. I think they just caught him the right way, but he did get a first down on it. So the clock will roll.
2:15. It is a first down. Bobcats going too wide out here to the right side of Carson.
They don't have anybody on.
High
Mac
snap,
right there.
straight handoff to Flood. He tries to catch around the corner.
We need to line back up.
Somebody
is
is spying on him. I believe that's the same guy that's been watching him the last couple plays.
We need to line back up line that up again and run the pass play that comes off of it. There was nobody on Mac on that play. Mac was out in the slot.
Bobcats getting the personnel set up. They're going to go 4 wide this time. Flood moves back into the slot. Castleman to the wide right side as well. Carson rolling, feeling some pressure, dumps it. It's complete. He's caught. First down. That was Nate Castleman just on a little curl.
Yeah.
I think all eyes are on Travarius as he was cutting it back towards the middle of the field. He was calling for it, but Carson, as he felt the pressure, he checked down, dumps it to Nate, picks up the first down, keeps the drive alive. Minute 26 to go. High snap once again. Carson, he's going to keep it.
Go, baby.
Keep it. Still moving around the middle. That was helmet to helmet, but he finally is going to be brought down. That's another first down, I believe, Kevin.
Not quite.
Not quite? Just kidding? I said I believe. I didn't know for a fact.
No, you're good. You're good. He's about a yard short. Clock still runs right.
No huddle rushing through this one are the Bobcats. Carson, 2-step drop. Looking over the middle. Fires it.
Oh, gosh.
Up and off the helmets. Intercepted.
That's a hold and a half right there on the edge. My goodness.
So that was a 2-step drop, and the timing route should have been slant quickly across the middle, but there was a lot of jumbled up there as he tried to move it, shake it with the shoulders a little bit, and fired it quickly, but the timing was off at that point, off the hands, off the helmet, and into the hands of a Montgomery Central defender.
I can't believe they didn't get the hold on this return.
52.1 to go here in the first half of play. And the moisture is really creeping in from the far side of the field and making its way down here.
They've gone 4 wide now as well, and they're really spreading the field out.
Single backfield, handoff inside as he's tripped up, hitting the hip. Reese closing. That was Max Skurlock coming from out of nowhere for that one. It was a well-timed blitz. He was kind of set up in the like a linebacker position that time as he crept up from the secondary. Second down and 9, 30 seconds to go here. Dropping back to pass is Central. He's rolling right. Feeling the pressure. Adams is in his front face. Adams is in the front of his face is what I was trying to say as he throws that one incomplete.
And 59 for Central, another extracurricular after the whistle. Officials weren't watching that one. But
it's a good composure by Jackson All out here to not retaliate on that one.
Yeah, he just kind of shrugged it off. And that's what you got to do right there.
24.2. Third down and 9 coming up for Central. So they were trying to go quickly here, and it's not been as effective as the Bobcats were running it earlier.
Yeah, 3rd and 9 right here. If you can stop them, you've got a timeout left. You may think about or cut 2 timeouts. You could call one right here and maybe try to get it back and see if you can do something with it. Got to stop them first, though.
Single back set for Central. Dropping back to pass as the quarterback. Here comes Thomas feeling the pressure. He dumps it to the sideline. It's complete as he cuts it back. Right into 3 or 4 Bobcats.
Boy, he got held.
So Dre was coming on like a hammer almost as he snuck through the guard and the tackle spot on the weak side. And it was just off to the races, feeling that pressure, and he dumped it out in the flat. It was a good pitch and catch, but
wait. They're a yard short, and they're trying to move the sticks. They're a yard short. Well, they're not now.
They're just trying to really stretch it in case there's a measurement so they can. This chain is as taut as it'll go, Kevin. I don't know what else you want out of this.
Jim,
he's still trying to move it, and the other guy's like, "No, man, what are you doing? This is insane."
No, Jim, they set the stick down, and then the man on the front side ran through, and there was never a first down signal. But I guess it's a first down now.
It's somehow a first down and 9 coming up.
There you go.
Explain that one to me. 13.3 to go as we hover over our dump button.
What is did they call timeout?
No, he was down. That's what we were going for over here. So it was the pitch and catch, and the receiver took a hit, and he was kind of down. So everybody just kind of went to the sidelines real quick. But quarterback lobs it up right into the hands.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on,
Off
baby.
to the races here.
That's a face mask.
A definite face
That's
mask
a face
is what
mask.
that was.
Oh, my
but,
gosh.
Hey, we're going to take it. We're going to move on. Take it and move on.
3.2 seconds. You got enough time there to. Of
course, a Bobcat defender that time lost a helmet. And so with 3.2 seconds, we'll have time for maybe one play or a knee as we take it into the half.
I think you got to throw it right here. I mean, you got it on the, 30? Is it 43? I don't know.
It says 43. They hadn't updated the board, Kevin.
I think it's about the 37, 38. Bobcats are going to take a timeout and just kind of set up their play right here. You've got to think that Travarius Flood is just itching. Him or Big Luke, one of the two, down here in the end zone.
Now, Flood's had 2 multi-touchdown games so far this year. Love to close one out here.
It's amazing what instant replay will show.
Hey, man, we're keep on. You just keep moving on. That's all you can do at this point. I know we're not supposed to be overly critical of things like that, but
well, that's not being overly critical.
if you want to keep control of a game,
yeah, that's not good.
man, you can't let that little stuff go. Yeah. 3.2, Bobcats going to lob it up. Carson, rolling. He finally is pushed under pressure, and he dumps it out. Sorry, we were paying more attention to the game than the clock at that point, so that came through, busted everybody else's eardrums. I do apologize. But that will do it for the first half of play as the Bobcats are slowly making their way back to.
It almost looks like everybody's waiting on a flag or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, there's a couple helmets that are missing. We've got a quarterback that is John with Brian Rank. I don't know what is going on here. I think everybody's going to take a deep breath. We're going to take this one to the locker room. And here at the end of 2, you've got your score: Greenbrier 14, Montgomery Central 6. It's an uncomfortable feeling as you walk off the field right now. I'm not quite sure what that's about, but it's a.
Yeah, it just got way too chippy there at the end of that half. I mean, there's some stuff that went on that shouldn't have gone on. But it is what it is.
So I guess we're going to go jiggle the handle a little bit and try to figure out what happened to our extension cord. And I'm sure that we are shut down for the night, so we're going to hope that these batteries kind of hold out for us.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have enough,
we'll see
enough
here.
steam.
We'll see here. They should be fully charged.
We got what happens.
3 out of 4 lights on this one. So
well, there you go.
We'll see.
We made it through a quarter. That was the big thing. So we'll see what happens.
All right, we're going to – what are we going to do, Kevin? What do we want to talk about? You want to talk about Lipscomb Academy? You want to talk about that big news that dropped this afternoon? So
I'm still not sure how you get in trouble
all this
for
nonsense.
Recruiting violations.
Lipscomb drops down to D2 so they can get away with their recruiting, and they're still in trouble for recruiting. I don't understand.
Jim, we'd just like to bring our junior pro team to the ball games.
Hey, man, it's just we just want to we want those kids to come in. We want them to be able to see this stuff. But no, we would be illegally recruiting that way, and here they are.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Jim, just a suggestion.
Hey, that fixed the hum when you unplugged that. Look at that. All right. Well, we're gonna. Good grief, everything's falling here. We're gonna put the pregame stuff back on a loop here, and we're gonna reevaluate everything that's happening, folks. We got about 18 minutes when we get back with the second half, so don't go too far. You got more Greenbrier football coming right at you.
Welcome, Bobcat Country, and don't touch that dial because you are locked into the only spot you need for Tennessee high school football action. It'll be Friday night across the mid-state. You know what that means. Coming to you tonight from Cunningham, Tennessee. It's the school on the lakes and one of the most beautiful high school campuses in the mid-state, the site of tonight's season finale and a final Region 5 4A matchup. It's one last ride with Greenbrier football and the 2023 football season. Thank you for joining us here tonight. I am your host, Jim Sorrells, alongside my co-host, Kevin Criswell, and we are the voice of the Bobcats, bringing you all that is Greenbrier High School sports and information. Be sure to follow along with us all year long and join the conversation on Twitter, now known as X, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, anything that uses that handle at VoiceOfCatsTM and the hashtag Greenbrier Football. Tonight's broadcast is Briar built, and it's brought to you in part by the Greenbrier Athletic Club, who, for over 50 years, has supported the Greenbrier Football Bobcats, and of course, by you, our fans, friends, and other supporters of Greenbrier just like you. Last Friday night, we battled the moist air and curvy roads of Charlotte, Tennessee. Greenbrier, they took the Red Hawks to task, coming out with a 21-10 victory over Creekwood. Creekwood, on homecoming, desperately needed the win, and they came to play, running back the opening kick to take a quick 7-0 lead. Another quick Creekwood score was all the Cats needed to wake up. Down 10-0 early in the first half, the Bobcats strung together a comeback that was placed solely on the shoulders of Nolan Carson. Completing only 6 passes on the night, 1 to Travarius Flood, and a whopping 5 for 81 yards to Nate Castleman, Carson used his feet to tear up the turf en route to 61 yards on the ground and 3 total scores. Carson's stat line then filled out with 7 solo stops, an interception, a fumble recovery that led to a scoop and score defensively. Carson, he helmed 49 plays from scrimmage Friday night, while the Red Hawks snapped it 48 times themselves. Greenbrier found themselves outgaining the Red Hawks by a single yard as well. Of those gained yards, Carson Wood had 32 yards rushing, with Travarius Flood adding 17 as well. Even Cameron Grizzard got some action with 11 yards on kick returns. Other defensive studs on the night, Dre Thomas with 5 stops, 1 forced fumble, and a sack. Layden Schrock got the credit for that fumble recovery. Tyler Adams, when not handling the punting duties, added 3 tackles and 2 sacks for himself. Gavin Landris finished with 2 tackles and a sack. Reese Jones, clogging up the middle, finished with 5 stops on his own, with Dalton Head rounding things out with 2 crucial stops on special teams. We said this matchup was going to be even on paper, and we meant it. But for now, we head up to Montgomery Central, Montgomery County, the school by the lakes, the hill, the echoiest basketball arena in the state, and the winless Indians of Montgomery Central. The Indians had an optimistic look on the 2023 season, hoping to improve on last year's 2-7 mark. After preaching, quote, the learning curve to his young team in the offseason, second-year coach Corey Wright set the goal and mission of 2023 to simply do simple better. Unfortunately, the Indians' simple and better did not mesh. With a long-established identity, they wanted their reputation to precede them. Montgomery Central, largely known for their desire to run the football. Unfortunately, again, the Indians have struggled on the field this year. Shut out 3 times with 2 games in single-digit scoring. The Indians have been outscored 368 to 100 and en route to what might become their second winless season in the last decade, the second since 2012. Brady from Main Street, Clarksville summarized it best. Better luck next year. Perhaps no team in the Montgomery County area has suffered more heartbreak than Corey Wright's squad. While they have lost 3 games by 50 points or more to Clarksville, Pearl Cone, and Marshall County, they've also lost a couple of heartbreaking games due to scores in the final minutes versus Creekwood and Whites Creek. All signs will point to the Bobcat win, but coming out flat and cold like last week could spell disaster for the Cats and spoiler for the Indians. Sure to be another interesting night as we plan to perch up on that hill. All time, the Cats lead the series 16-5 with the last win at home last year. Central, 0-9 on the season. They have lost 15 straight since 2022. Tonight, mathematically eliminated from playoff contention, the Bobcats look to finish the season on a high note, looking for a second straight win, hopefully a win on the road, and hopefully a win on the final regular season contest, a feat that Greenbrier has not attained since 2014. Y'all, we're going to go pack up the earplugs, and let's hope their end-zone horn doesn't bust out our eardrums. Be sure to join us tomorrow night over at VOTClive.com or anywhere that uses that handle at VoiceOfCatsTN. We'll see you in Cunningham. This week on the Tennessee Waltz, we're dancing all over the state of Tennessee as we prepare for playoff action. First up, we're going nationwide as we look at Max Preps and this week's top 5 nationally. While playoff action gets underway in Ohio and Utah, all eyes this week are on the state of Texas when it comes to the Max Preps top 25, as number 6 Duncanville prepares to meet number 13 DeSoto in a battle for 6A District 11 supremacy. Further south will be number 7 North Shore out of Houston hosting the undefeated Eagles of Astacosita in the neighboring Humble, that's how they say it, it's not Humble, Texas. Your top 5 in North America this week. Number 1 overall, Bishop Gorman out of Las Vegas at 10-0. Number 2, Chaminade Madonna out of Hollywood, Florida, 8-0. Number 3, St. John Bosco out of Bellflower, California, 8-1. Number 4, IMG Academy out of Bradenton, Florida, 7-0. And number 5, Mater Day from Santa Ana, California, they're sitting at 8-1. Across the state this week, it's Championship Friday for most teams. There are some teams still sitting on the bubble, with other teams controlling their fates. Few have clinched their spots in the playoffs, and a lot of schools are still fighting for their lives tonight all across the state. It is do or die, make or break, if you want to extend your season at least one more week. Back here in the mid-state, Main Street Preps in their top 25 this week. They have 13 teams in their rankings, all vying for region titles. Minimal changes across the field this week. Your top 5 as we enter week 11. Pearl Cone, CPA, Brentwood, Oakland, and Innsworth. The Tennesseans saw it this way in their Super 25. Remember, this is regardless of classification. Number 1 overall in the state, McCallie. Number 2, Baylor. 3, Oakland. Number 4, Pearl Cone. Number 5, Bradley. Alcoa, they had the biggest drop in this week's Super 25 as they fell 5 spots to number 8. Newcomers to the top 25 this week include Boyd Buchanan and Clarksville. The Wildcats are now at 9-0. They have had a stellar season, and people are just now taking note. Working the rest of the polls in the AP, it was a Maryville win over Blount County rival Alcoa that pushed the Rebels up the rankings. Meanwhile, lots of eyes in Murfreesboro, where 3-time defending Class 6A state champion Oak plays host to number 16 Riverdale. Other big matchups will include number 17 overall Bearden at number 5 Bradley Central, and number 1 in the state McCallie. They're on the road to take on number 19 Lipscomb Academy. And in your final AP polls of the 2023 season. In 6A, we start off with the biggest shocker last week as the Golden Bears of Mount Juliet, fresh off that crazy comeback weeks ago, sitting pretty at number 5 until the winless in the last 22 contests. A season so frustrating their coach was relieved mid-year, Franklin Rebels knocked them off 21-7. The biggest mover this week down to 9. Here's the rest of your top 5. Bradley Central, Oakland, Brentwood, Germantown, and the Knoxville Bearden Bulldogs to round out your top 5. In Class 5A, only minor changes. With Knoxville West still claiming the top spot with 11 first-place votes. Henry County still making waves at number 2. They had 2 first-place votes this week. Number 3 goes to Southwind. They got a single first-place vote. Number 4 will be Page, who moved up 1 spot, with number 5 going to Nolensville after Centennial's ugly loss to Page last week. They sat now at number 6. In Class 3A, the only exception to any rule this week is Alcoa. Despite that loss to 6A's number 8 Maryville last week, the 8-time defending Class 3A champions will retain their number 1 spot, receiving still 10 first-place votes. Number 2 honors will go to Dyersburg, with Meigs County, Gatlinburg-Pittman, and East Nashville rounding out the top 5. In Class 2A, it's the Dragons and York Institute once again, but this week the votes start to split. The Dragons receive 5 first-place nods this week, while number 2, Marion County, received 4. Number 3 goes to Huntington. They received 5 first-place votes. And number 4 is Loretto. Number 5, East Robertson. In 1A, it's South Pittsburgh with Dresden at number 2, Moore County, McKenzie, and MASC rounding out the top 5. Over in Division 2, your top nods this week go to Jackson Christian, CPA, and McCallie. And then it's Class 4A. Your number 1 overall this week, surprise, surprise, with 10 first-place votes, still the Pearl Cone Firebirds. Number 2, Upperman with 2 first-place votes. And that's a tie, with Elizabethton also picking up 1 first-place vote. In 4th place, it's Hardin County with 1 first-place vote. Number 5 will go to Greenville. Number 6, Macon County. number 7 Marshall County, number 8 Haywood County, and 2 newcomers at the bottom this week with number 9 Millington and number 10 Anderson County. Last week's number 8 Gibbs, they fell out of the top 10, though they still received some votes. Others receiving votes this week, Loudon, Stone Memorial, South Gibson, and Red Bank. As we head into the final week of the year, only 3 regions in the class have been decided before tonight. Region 2 went to Anderson County, Region 4 went to Upperman, and Region 6 went to Hardin County. For the rest of the class, here's what's on tap for Class 4A region titles. In Region 1-4A, it's going to be Elizabethton and Greenville, both teams undefeated. In Region 3-4A, Red Bank at 6-3, they're playing Loudon at 7-2. Red Bank undefeated in the region. Region 7-4A, it's going to be Haywood and the Tomcats, 3-0 in region play, taking on Dyer County, also 3-0 in region play. Region 8-4A, it's going to be Millington at 8-1, undefeated in region play, and Melrose at 6-3, undefeated in region play. And of course, Region 5-4A, all eyes on Pearl-Cohn and Marshall County. Pearl-Cohn undefeated, Marshall County with 1 single loss this year, both teams undefeated in region play. Note, for tiebreakers, the first 4 tiebreakers to determine the playoffs are head-to-head with most overall wins, most games played against teams that won 50% or more of their games, and then most wins against teams that won 50% of their games. TLSAA rules call for the return of the head-to-head after any other tiebreaker is needed for multiple teams, meaning if 3 teams all beat each other in the region, the next tiebreaker is needed. But after a 3-team tie is broken, the rules will call for the return to the head-to-head for the final 2. In Division I, Class 4A, Region 5, that's us. Right now, if the playoffs started today, we're looking at Pearl-Cohn, Marshall County, Station Camp, and White House. But hold the phone. There are still 2 very important scenarios that could play out later tonight. If Montgomery Central were to upset the Bobcats, and Creekwood were to pull it out against White House, and Marshall County were to defeat Pearl-Cohn, your top 4 would be Marshall, Pearl, Station Camp, and Creekwood. If Montgomery Central were to win, and Creekwood were to win, and Pearl-Cohn would win, it would be Pearl-Cohn, Marshall, Station Camp, and Creekwood. Other options, if Marshall County wins, Marshall County is first. Pearl-Cohn wins, Pearl-Cohn is first. White House will make the playoffs if Montgomery Central loses. In Region 6, Hardin County and South Gibson have it locked up at 1 and 2. We still have a couple of options with Lexington and Chester County still in play. If Lexington were to win Friday night and Chester County were to win Friday night, they would finish Lexington at number 3 and Chester County at 4. If Jackson Northside wins Friday night, Jackson Northside will finish at 3rd, with Lexington dropping to 4th. Lots of important football still to go in Region 6. Remember, our 4 will take on their 4 next week as we open the playoffs. Around Robertson County, the Region 6 3A championship with Fairview hosting the White House Heritage Patriots. They were playing on Thursday, and they were underway at press time. The Patriots, just 1 and 3 away from their home field this year. The Yellow Jackets, undefeated at home. Otherwise, you've got the White House Blue Devils taking on the Creekwood Red Hawks. Like White House, Creekwood, they're in the middle of a long losing streak. The Red Hawks have lost 4 straight to Fairview, Marshall, Station Camp, and the Bobcats last week. Tonight is do or die, win or go home. You can control your own destiny with a win. Other contests around the county, Springfield is at Beach, Joe Burns is taking on Red Boiling Springs, and East Robertson is taking on Jackson County. Folks, thank you for joining us for this pregame preview. We hope that you will join us tomorrow night, coming live to you from Cunningham, Tennessee, only at VOTClive.com, on YouTube at Voice of Cats TN, and on Facebook, Voice of the Bobcats. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you on the Hill.
Right. Friday night football again. The final Friday night of the season. Hello, everyone. I am Chief Meteorologist Tom Soros from WKMG News 6, the CBS affiliate in Orlando, Florida. And proud, and I mean really stinking proud, 1981 graduate of the Greenbrier High. Here we go. Let's wrap it up. The weather for the ball game tonight looks, well, pretty good. Rain chances are dropping. Showers are leaving. By 7 o'clock, still cloudy, 70. Wind from the south at 5. 8 p.m. temperature 69, still drying out a bit by 9 p.m. with a reading of 68 degrees. Have a great night, gang. Go Bobcats, go!
Welcome, Bobcat Country, and don't touch that dial because you are locked into the only spot you need for Tennessee high school football action. It'll be Friday night across the mid-state. You know what that means. Coming to you tonight from Cunningham, Tennessee. It's the School on the Lakes and one of the most beautiful high school campuses in the mid-state, the site of tonight's season finale and a final Region 5 4A matchup. It's one last ride with Greenbrier football and the 2023 football season. Thank you for joining us here tonight. I am your host, Jim Sorrells, alongside my co-host, Kevin Criswell, and we are the voice of the Bobcats, bringing you all that is Greenbrier High School sports and information. Be sure to follow along with us all year long and join the conversation on Twitter, now known as X, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, anything that uses that handle at VoiceOfCatsTM and the hashtag Greenbrier Football. Tonight's broadcast is Briar built, and it's brought to you in part by the Greenbrier Athletic Club, who, for over 50 years, has supported the Greenbrier Football Bobcats, and of course, by you, our fans, friends, and other supporters of Greenbrier just like you. Last Friday night, we battled the moist air and curvy roads of Charlotte, Tennessee. Greenbrier, they took the Red Hawks to task, coming out with a 21-10 victory over Creekwood. Creekwood, on homecoming, desperately needed the win, and they came to play, running back the opening kick to take a quick 7-0 lead. Another quick Creekwood score was all the Cats needed to wake up. Down 10-0 early in the first half, the Bobcats strung together a comeback that was placed solely on the shoulders of Nolan Carson. Completing only 6 passes on the night, 1 to Travarius Flood, and a whopping 5 for 81 yards to Nate Castleman, Carson used his feet to tear up the turf en route to 61 yards on the ground and 3 total scores. Carson's stat line then filled out with 7 solo stops, an interception, a fumble recovery that led to a scoop and score defensively. Carson, he helmed 49 plays from scrimmage Friday night, while the Red Hawks
All right, folks, we got just a little bit here before we get back to work. Let's run through some scores that we're seeing here. Greenville, they're up on Elizabethton 13-10. That's a tight one out there. Farragut just went final over Maryville 13-10. York Institute taking care of business. They're up 21-12 at the half over Polk County. Red Bank over Loudon 14-0. Westmoreland's up on Trousdale 14-0. They're heading into the third quarter now. Did not realize they put more time on that clock just a second ago. That was great. Wake up, everybody. We got more football coming at you. White House, they're up 21-7 over Creekwood. So Creekwood's hopes are all but done if White House comes out victorious there. South Gibson's got a tight one going on with Jackson Southside. It's South Gibson 35, Jackson Southside 21 as we head into the third quarter. All right, looks like we are getting back to work here. Central's got their kick off. We got a good return forming out here with Travarius Flood running up the sideline, still going, and he steps out. My goodness, that was exciting for a couple of seconds there as we were trying to get some things hooked back up. We try to unplug to save this battery life here, and we're scrambling around, getting these things hooked and plugged and clicked and pressed, and I think we're still good to go. Still 3 bars on the battery, so we'll take it. Sure wish we had a solar charger to go along with it for all this sunlight we've got. Good one, Jim.
Put that in the budget for next year.
Yeah. Budget?
Yeah.
Bobcats are going to have it at the 45.
It's a loose term.
Loose. Very, very loose, that term budget. What is a budget, after all? High snap handoff goes outside. Met immediately at the line of scrimmage. That was Carson Wood on the run that time. Just that left side did not come out firing like they needed to for the Bobcats, but they sure came out firing for the Indians to swallow that one up. Second down coming up, ball still at the 45, no gain that time. Carson's going to inch up and go under center for this one.
Jet sweep.
Jet sweep. Man in motion was Flood as he hit that corner. Needed one step more by Jackson as he's pulling around the corner. It was a good seam. Good blocking as Travarius trudges forward. So there's a gain about 6 that time. It'll be 3rd and 4 coming up.
That little jet sweep worked pretty good. I think actually closer to 7.
And they do adjust it. It was 7. Good call, Kevin. So 3rd down and 3, balls at the 48. Bobcats inching across midfield, moving right to left from the vantage point of the press box. High snap, kind of threw off the timing there. Carson throwing off his back foot, going up for Tyler Adams. It was a tie for a moment, but Montgomery Central is going to come up with it, and that'll be another interception. Tyler was very disappointed with that one. Like I said, it was a tie there to the brutal end, the bitter end, but Central was able to come up with it at the last second.
They're able to come up with it, but I think say one thing.
Get some instant analysis over here rather quickly. Central's going to open up 3 wide. They're going to have that double back set. Shotgun look. Wide splits by the offensive line right now. Reese Jones head up. And there is Tyler Adams. He is a man on fire after that last play.
Well, one doesn't work out, and you just make something happen.
Make it happen
right
on the other end. There you go. There you go. We'll take it.
Boy. Well, I thought he lost more than 2 on it.
I thought he did too, but
he
that
came through there. Like
officially second down and 12.
My goodness.
I mean, it's like you turn the penalties off on your quarterback club.
Right.
You're just standing next to the quarterback. That's how quickly he was in the backfield. Luke Meyer, he's perched up here on the edge. He's thinking about doing the same thing. They fake the handoff inside. Quarterback still got it. Jackson All and Luke were both closing very hard there, but they were able to get that quick step to the second level. It's a cloud of dust there as we unpile.
Looks like it's going to be right about the 20, 21-yard line. So it's going to be third and about 5, third and 4, somewhere in there.
Clock is rolling, 9 minutes and 14 seconds. They've made it officially third down and 7, Kevin. I don't know.
I think that's more like
We're
third and 5.
we're mathing somewhere. That line sure looks like 5 where we're standing at, but that's I digress. 2 wide to the left for Montgomery Central, 1 wide to the right. Double back set in the gun. Drop it back, quick pass over the middle. It's picked off. Nolan Carson, he's still going. Still going.
Come on, baby.
Atta boy. We've got some tie-ups here. Oh, we've got a lot of, oh my goodness. Good night. Try to let some cooler heads prevail here.
Yeah, we had a lot of people in a lot of places.
So they pushed him on as Nolan was trying to hit the edge to get up close to the pylon. They pushed him out about the 5-yard line, I would say, about. But they pushed him on into the sidelines, pushed him on into the fencing. And that did not sit well with a lot of other people. So we're going to take a moment to figure this one out. Kevin's going to jump over here and take a look at the instant replay. Central is pleading their case as they're huddled there close to the edge. Still trying to sort this one out. We talked to the white hat at the beginning of the game, and of course, Coach over here, he offered to show them the instant replay if they wanted to see it. So come on down and visit. Flipping it around, trying to entice them with some maybe some ribeye sandwiches this time next year if they're visiting us. So we'll not that we're paying off officials, right? Like it's. Come on, I was trying to break up some seriousness here. Everybody's got the stone face on their look. 8:49 to go here. It'll be Bobcat football when we get back to work. Should be down here very close to the goal line, regardless of where it ends up. I think they're going to let everybody just say, listen, if this happens again, because they're not really talking about people leaving. There's no yellow anywhere. We're just going to let everybody breathe.
Well, it's first down and 10 from the 12.
We're going to line it up at the something.
It's not on the 14.
It's not on the, yeah, I don't know.
Either that or they pulled out the 12-yard chains.
I don't know. Carson's going to open up in the shotgun. He's got Wood to his right. Handoff goes inside. Carson Wood falling right behind his blockers as he trudges ahead.
And a man with a helmet lost. Number 8 for Central.
He'll take a break for now. Bobcats move back to the huddle. It'll be second down. 8:30 to go.
Say no gain on that play. They'll move it about a half a yard. Thought we had a little bit on it. Bobcats
break the huddle, going 2 wide to the right side. It's going to be Flood and Castleman. Shotgun look. Carson dropping back.
Flood.
Looking for the slant. He's rolling. He's going to keep it himself as he heads towards the goal line. Going to be pushed out of bounds right around the 3, it looks like. Looks like we got a flag back here, and it's going to be holding signaled against the Bobcats.
They will get the hold. Man, we really need to catch a break right here. Doggone it. Really need to make something happen right here.
So 2nd down and 20 officially. Ball's going to be spotted at the 22. Bobcats moving right to left, and as they break the huddle, we got another whistle. And the smoke machine is rolling on the far side of the field.
Earpieces weren't working.
Got it. That makes sense. Sure. 8 minutes to go. We run more time off that clock than we've actually played. Carson's going to be in the shotgun. He's got 2 wide to his right. Fakes the handoff quickly. Rolling out in the flat. Dumps it to Nate Castleman. Complete. He's still on his feet. He is dangerously close to that stick. That's going to be a great pickup there.
Got a good spot on that, too.
I'd say it's a gain of about 20, if I could math correctly.
First down.
They're going to give him the first down. That was a great spot. Hey, that was a fortuitous spot. Kevin, you were looking for a break, and we got that one. So 1st and goal coming up here from about the 2-yard line. Bobcats break the huddle. Flood is going to go wide to the left side. Castleman will be wide if you want to call it wide.
Quarterback draw right here. Come on. Give it to me.
Carson's in the shotgun. Got the snap. Handoff. He kept it.
Carson Wood on it.
There's a real back and forth with the faking and the handing off. We couldn't really. It's almost like he had the option to pull it back out, and he left it in Carson's breadbasket as he carried it on up. Trudges ahead.
He may have got a yard on it. Down to the 3, it looks like.
See, I thought it was at the 3 already. I don't know where that stick is really at. It's fine. Still 4 on the scoreboard, so 2nd down and goal. That's what we're looking at.
Let's just punch it in. Don't matter what it is.
Shotgun look again for the Bobcats. Flood and Castleman are going to go wide to the left side. Tight end and wing to the right as well. In the gun.
Go.
Carson, Flood, rolling.
Attaboy.
In
he got it.
Zone. Touchdown. Great lead blocking that time by Brian Rancorn as he led the charge to get Nolan into the end zone one last time.
Yeah, Rancorn did a really good job right there of just lowering his head and running a man over. And that's what you want to see right there. And it's always a good sign when the other team starts complaining.
Bobcats on for the extra point. Castleman, Joe Holder. White is your kicker. Snap, set, kick.
Good.
Somebody took a cartwheel. Maybe more of a swanton is what that was, but
was there a bomb at the end, though?
There was a bomb, and it was the yellow flag because they were looking at the penalty because I believe he tried to jump over the center is what it was. And you gotta mind the gap there because you They're going to make them re-kick, aren't they?
No, they're just not going to enforce the penalty.
Nah, they're just going to let it go. Okay.
Well,
So
they're going to call the penalty and say it's not enforced on the kickoff.
But it is.
It's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be. That's fine. That's fine. That's that rule that came into play because of Vanderbilt, if you don't remember. Jumping over people, blocking field goals. So everybody had to change the rule because of that. You have one good season from Vanderbilt, and they go and they change the rules against you.
That's been the problem all these years.
That's what it was, Kevin.
100 years of frustration.
100 years of frustration. You get those couple good years. Anyways, Bobcats are going to set up their kick back deep from Montgomery Central. Is going to be number 12. Be interesting to see which angle and direction that the ball ends up at. Last time we kicked it right, it got returned left. Just about every time we kicked it right, it was returned left.
Wherever we kick it to, don't kick it to anybody who can run fast.
There you go. That's a good call. Squib it right in the middle.
That's perfect.
Good bounce. Right through two hands. Still bobbling it.
Now get him.
Finally picked up with it. Under some duress. Runs right into somebody.
Another
Carter DeMarcus.
Penalty. They are late hitting every single play.
So Carter, as he was coming to break down for the tackle, he had planted at the same time the Montgomery Central player was trying to spin. Just ran right into him.
So I'm not sure. I think the Central guy may have gotten his breath knocked out of him.
He's down on his chest. Yeah,
I think he
may
may
have fallen on the ball. Yeah, I think that's exactly what that was.
Yeah. It's either his chest or something else. But same.
Yeah, we get it. Just use your imagination, folks. 6:14 to go here in the third quarter. Bobcats up 21-6 over Central.
Kind of watching the replay there. Sounds like it may be a little bit more than just falling on the ball. He's up. Yeah, it looks like maybe an ankle there. He's up. Glad to see him walk off there. Right ankle, looks like. It is definitely a little foggy.
So 6:14 to go here as we get back to work. Central's got a first down from the 35. Too wide to the left. Handoff inside. Quickly all over it as the Bobcat defense. That was Preston Pointer coming from the edge with the first hit. Luke Meyer coming up to assist. I think he stumbled forward just a little bit, gain of about 2. So they spot that one at the 37. It is quite the horror scene with the amount of fog that is rolling onto the field right now. This is incredible. 3 wide for Central. They're going to empty out the backfield, moving one motion to the right. Quarterback still got it. And as he's dancing around, it's going to be incredibly hard to pick him off because that fog is awful thick right there.
Right.
They're going to say he picked up 6 that time. Be 3rd and short coming up. Central's going to line up under center for the first time tonight. Power eye set. Give it to the fullback as he dances forward.
Ball.
Ball is on the ground.
I think we may have got it. Maybe. Maybe.
I'm going to stop the clock, and we're going to umpile slowly and see what happens. The
they
ball
got it.
is, I was going to say the ball was just tossed to the official pretty quickly, so I don't think there was anything in the bottom of the pile. Be first down Central as we keep moving here. 4:47 to go in the third quarter. Just across midfield for Central. They're going to stay in that look here. They have been watching film too because it was the power eye and smokestack that really chewed the Bobcats up this year. They're going to try to run this one wide, trying to get to the outside. Good lowered shoulder there to stop it hitting on the edge.
Yeah, he got about 3 off of it, I think, but
That was a good look. That was Nolan coming from the safety position as he crept up and he read that one.
hey, Jim, the thing for Central right here is they've got to have a little bit of a sense of urgency about themselves because you've now got a 3-score ball, or at least a 2-score ball game anyway. And one of those scores is going to have to be 8. So
Second down and 8. Ball's at the 47 on the other side now. 3:39 to go here in this third quarter. Central back to the gun. They're going to go 4 wide with a single back to the left of the quarterback as he's dropping back to pass. Feels the pressure and he starts rolling. That is a
goodness gracious, we got
sidearm football throw.
We got held so bad. Goodness gracious. I mean, that was a hold and a half. I don't know how nobody saw that one.
Just under 3 minutes to go. Clock's still moving here. Third down and 6 coming up. Central crowd is not happy about something.
I think they think we jumped.
Yeah, I don't know how you can tell.
And Central will take a timeout there.
Appreciate you, Josh. The Sox are very comfortable. So after that little bit of a break, 2:32 to go here. Still third down coming up here for Central.
We can go 3 wide to the left again. They run those real wide splits there. Got one out to the right. He's going to be kind of single covered there. Looking left all the way. And, boy, he just dumped it. And then I was just about to say the same thing, Coach. How did the lineman tackle the defender and not get a hold? But, my goodness. That was one of the better tackles we've seen tonight. He's got to be a two-way player. Goodness gracious.
Fourth down and 6 after all that. 2 minutes and 28 seconds to go.
That was bad.
I believe Central has a punt team in place here.
Looks like it.
They're keeping it awful tight. There's no gunners that are wide on the outsides.
Yep, it is.
He's going to fake it. He's going to keep it. Running. Had a couple people holding him, got him down. He's going to be well short of the stick, and that'll be a turnover on downs with 2:21 to go here in the third quarter.
Yeah, a lot of frustration right there. You see the punter spike the ball, throw it at the official. The feet of the official. Ah, goodness. Well, you know you're having fun when they start to get mad. Let's go score. I don't even know if anybody can hear me. Yeah, they can. It's going.
I think it's working. This battery is holding up very well tonight. I'm
Every
quite
year-
proud of this thing.
Every year we get up here and
Every
just
year.
pray in the battery
Every
holds
year.
on. We're down to 2 lights now.
We're good. Carson's going to line up under center. Three wide otherwise.
Go, baby. Go, baby. Go.
Handoff
Finally broke it.
outside. Wood got some real estate looking for that block. He should have cut it back off the other side.
Doggone it, we got
He
a
might
flag in
still
the
be
backfield.
working. And a flag.
Well, we couldn't choke down a hold in the last drive, but we've found the hankies again.
There you go. There you go. PA guys really excited about that one. Minute 55 to go here in the third quarter. It's going to be 1st and 20 now for the Bobcats.
Well, the last time we had 1st and 20 or 2nd and 20, worked out all right. One thing's for sure, this clock is just running
So
down.
there were 20 seconds taken off the clock, and then they stopped it, and then they just started it once again. So we're down to 120. I mean, that's fine. Get us on out of here quicker if you'd like. Whataburger at exit 11 is calling my name right now.
Same here.
Carson driving back to pass.
Take off.
Look at that
There you
shoulder shrug as he takes off
Go,
running,
go, go,
juking.
go,
Whoop,
go.
whoop. He's
Go,
still on
go,
his feet
go,
on the
go.
right side, left side, excuse me. He cuts it back
Come
to the
on,
middle of
buddy.
the field. He's still moving. He's taking on 4 or 5 at a time as he makes it on down close to red zone.
Atta boy. That's what you want to see right there. That's a good job by everybody. And I say one thing, too, it's a good job of, one, not holding when you're back there that long, and number 2, not releasing downfield too soon. Hey, that's a good job right there,
That was
guys.
that, talking about that shoulder movement he was using last week, compared him to Peyton Manning. You know, that time was more like Patrick Mahomes getting out there on the edge and running.
He's not that quick.
No, you don't think so? You don't think so? All right, come on. Come on. I know, we know Patrick's listening.
That was the auto of Mahomes and auto.
There you go. 30 seconds to go here. We're going to hover over the button, and hopefully it doesn't blow the eardrums out.
Oh, it's going to end right
So
in
the
middle
ball
of
is
this
spotted
play.
officially. Ball is spotted officially at the 19, so we are in the red zone here. And off inside. That one's not going to go very far. And that very well could be the final play of the third quarter,
Yeah,
as we've
that'll
got
be it.
7 seconds counting down. 3, 2, and 1. Look at that. That was perfectly timed. We got ourselves together, and we got four on the board. One more quarter of play here in the 2023 season.
There's a 4 in the air.
And we've got an injury over here.
There's a 4 in the air.
Got
I
an-
see you, Flood.
We got an injury over here as everybody is
I'm
switching sides of the field here. That's their punter, Kevin, number 8.
Well, I don't know what happened there. That's kind of a awkward deal there.
I think everybody's kind of looking at the instant replay here, trying to figure out what happened too. But nevertheless, we got 12 minutes on the board. It's going to be 2nd down and 9. Ball at the 18 here in just a moment. On the far side of the field. I think that's the first time we've heard the war cry from the Central Band. Ms. Holloway, that would be an interesting stat to add up, and we've certainly got that answer that we could figure up. So I will dig back through our sheets that we've gotten from the year, and I'll give you that answer later.
What's
That's
that?
Wondering how many penalties have we had called this year? Because this is
A bunch.
a bunch. I mean, too many is the answer to that one. Here on second down, handoff goes to Wood as he trudges ahead. And also, thank you, Ms. Holloway, for that update on the Creekwood White House score. White House still well in control of Creekwood. So they are cruising for fourth place at this point, are the Blue Devils.
I do know that we will have gone all 10 games with at least one personal foul or unsportsmanlike penalty.
Yeah.
So, I'm not saying we're not going to win the A.F. Bridges Award this year, but it'll be a little more difficult.
Kevin, the way I understood it, we didn't even get the invite to the officials' banquet.
No comment.
It's a technicality. It was lost in the mail. I don't know. So the dress has been the same for 100 years. That's fine. Fakes the handoff to Wood. Carson rolling right. Dumps it from the back corner of the end zone. Just a bit outside. That's going to fall incomplete. Stops the clock with 11 minutes and 14 seconds to go. It'll be fourth down coming up.
I wish you'd have pulled that down and run it. We're at the 17. That's about a 35-yard field goal. I mean, Will's good. He's been good from that before. Been pretty true all night. We're going to see if we can make something happen here.
Man in motion, moving left to right. Carson, quick pitch into the flat. It was bobbling and going to be complete, but Tyler Adams was hit right in the chest.
Helmet. Goodness.
I was a little bit more forgiving. So, yeah, it was in the helmet, right in the front of the face mask.
It wasn't anything bad. It was just,
yeah.
Gosh, that was a hard hit. So.
And, boy, we got an interesting one going on at Lipscomb right now. Lipscomb is tied with McCallie, 28 all, 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Of course, McCallie, the number one overall period in the state of Tennessee, and Lipscomb, boy, you just certainly haven't known what Lipscomb has had, and they're playing for nothing at this point because they have been
not necessarily.
Well, I guess there's the
appeal.
appeal. There's the appeal. So. Yeah. 11 minutes to go here. Central's going to take over at the 16. Handoff, trying to kick it outside. Slipped through the seam right between the guard and the guard and the tackle on the right side of the offensive line. They're using those wide splits to their advantage. And we talked about it in the pregame coverage. You know, Montgomery Central, their long identity has been established that they like to run the football. But this new staff here, they're wanting to open it up just a little bit. Just this year, has not been the year for the Indians as they're currently sitting for Ophir heading into the night.
Let's keep it that way.
That's what we're certainly trying to do here with 10 minutes and 47 seconds to go. Again, Greenbrier in the lead, 21-6 over the Indians.
He did get 11 on that play, so move the chains on it.
3 wide for Central. High snap. That handoff went in the backfield.
Good job, Schrock. Mac kind of flushed it out there, and Schrock's able to get down on it. It's actually going to be a loss on that one, I think. See where they spot it. It's a long ways down there. I think they're going to say basically no gain on it. Now they're going to say a loss. Yeah, lost about a half yard.
That's a long way. That was about 80 yards down there from here.
Further than that.
90 yards.
Yeah, it's closer.
I forgot about the end zone. My bad. I'm out of jokes. 9 minutes, 55 seconds. Central. Handoff straight ahead, right into a brick wall.
I am A-okay with everything staying on that side of the field because that's good for us either way.
We're trying to remember earlier, Kevin, we were talking about the last time you were here, or one of the last times we were here, and we were just trading scores back and forth in the fourth quarter.
There's 2 of those.
And it was Central. The last one I remember was the worst one I remember was Central walking it off right here in front of us, and it was a terrible ending to a fantastic game at that point. Certainly different scenarios surrounding tonight's contest. 9 minutes and 10 seconds to go here on 3rd down and 12.
Quick pitch, but he let him low again. And they're actually going to say that one's incomplete. I thought he caught it, but It's incomplete. Now it's 4th down with 9:05 to go, and Central's going to send the punt team out.
It's Max Skurlock there in his hip pocket. See who they send out to kick the ball. The 8 there was typically their punter, was being helped off earlier.
Jim, I don't think my binoculars will reach far enough to see who it is. 15 it looks like back there.
Central will spread some gunners out wide. They're not going to fake it this time, I would believe. High snap. Got it down off the left side of his pinky.
And
it's about the same style of punt and situation that Tyler had in the first half there.
He didn't get the roll we got.
But he didn't get the roll that we got. It certainly hit and sounded just the same, but
he got it almost back to where the line of gain was.
The atmosphere up here on the hill has gotten a little thick, and it's just like we were dealing with at Creekwood last week, getting a little cool, getting the fog rolling in. Makes it a little bit harder for that leather to fly through the air. 8:55 to go here in the fourth quarter. Bobcats still in control as they're going to take it over on their own 39-yard line.
Good position right here. We need to put a drive together and just cap this guy off. One more score, and you pretty well put this one out of reach.
Flood is going to be your lone receiver wide to the left side. Bobcats are going to line up in a traditional wing T formation, fullback, tailback.
Love it.
Castleman is your fullback, and that's where the give will go, right off the guard and the tackle. A little bit of a lead play. Clock's moving, 8 minutes and 34 seconds left here in the fourth quarter of play.
So they're going to say you got just about 2 yards there. But again, you're running clock right here. You want to pick up a couple first downs. You want to get a score, but
returning to the shotgun this time. Carson, he's got Wood to his left. Adams is your man in motion. Give goes to Wood, following right behind that motion in the pulling guard. 44 coming from the Mike linebacker position. That's the middle linebacker. He snuck right through there, so he got through the gap as the guard was pulling and just had the jump on it. Able to come down with the stop. Still a gain of 2 here as the clock rolls, 7 minutes, 49 seconds to go.
It's going to be third down here.
Well, we call it 3rd and 8. The PA called it 3rd and 9.
Yeah, close enough.
We'll just meet in the middle somewhere. 2 wide for the Bobcats to the left.
Flood.
Flood is not covered directly. High
Oh,
snap,
my gosh,
gets it
he's
back
open.
down. He's wide open, and he's going to throw it to the outside. He did not see Travarius streaking straight to the end zone. That would have been a beautiful setup right there. The timing of the play threw it off. So he had to check to his first option, Kevin. He didn't really have much of a choice. So that'll be incomplete. 7 minutes, 20 seconds to go to be 4th down. Started this one on the 39. Did not get very far as that one is now spotted at the 36. Bobcats will break the huddle. They're going to keep the offense on the field. They're going 3 wide. They're going to have 2 to the right, stacked on top of each other. Tyler Adams is going to stretch out from the H-back position, wide to the left. Looking right the entire time as Carson gets it out of his hand. That ball slipped out of his hand when he threw it.
Yeah,
it never had a chance, and I'm not going to put that all on him because that ball had to have been very slippery. Because you saw him cock it back, and it was the same motion, the same release he has every time, but that ball flew way to the right side of the field. It's
sailed on him.
Like a wounded duck, if you will. And that's not a knock, Nolan. I apologize.
No, that one slipped.
Never had a chance with that one. When I was a ball boy, I would have been yelled at for not drawing the ball, is what that would have been. Of course, they've got a good trio keeping the balls fresh tonight, so we're not going to blame them at all. Central sets up. They're at the 35. Handoff inside with a wall of Bobcats there to make the stop. some whistles, and they're immediately calling to the sidelines for the trainer. Something bad happened, and they're in the middle of that pile.
Everybody's up.
Well, they've walked him up, and he is getting some assistance. He's putting on a stone face, maybe is what it is. The officials saw something they thought was going to be gruesome, but it walk him off, rub some dirt on it, and get back to it. 7 minutes exactly as that clock is stopped. Be 2nd down and 6 coming up for the Indians.
The clock should start rolling here. Come on, guys.
It's coming. It's coming. And there we go.
Goodness gracious.
They actually started it before he got his arm down.
It was still about 8 seconds late, but it is what it is. And Central will run one on late. Into the huddle. I thought the coach was out with the quarterback. I thought he gave him the play call there, but he didn't. Receiver ran a call in.
That's burning a lot of time at this point.
It is burning a ton of time.
They're going 3 wide, 2 to the right side. Shotgun look for the Indians. Tried to set up a quick screen, and he threw it at his feet once again. So 3rd down and 5 coming up here. And that stopped the clock with 6:25 to go here in the 4th quarter. 3 wide once again for the Indians. It's going to be 2 to the left side of the field. Bobcats showing blitz coming off the left side. Quick pitch to the outside into the flat. Nate Castleman is there to make the stop. He was being chased the entire time by Max Skurlock. It was just a little, it was like a pick and roll almost.
I was going to say, that was an offensive pass interference is what that was.
It was a straight pick and roll, Kevin, and it bless his heart, his feet weren't moving. But Mac really had to fight to break through that one and did a great job of regaining his feet. But Nate with a good heads-up play tackles him around the shoestrings. 5:57 to go. Central's on the move here. Fresh set of downs. They're at the 46 coming in. That snap was a little off to the left side. Threw off the timing, but not too much. Handoff in a good burst of speed as DeAndre Thomas comes in, headhunting, makes a stop.
We got a flag back here. I think we got a hold back here.
The action was really quick there at the offensive line. I don't know how you had time to hold, but if that's what it is, we'll take it.
Well, it's been happening all night. We just hadn't seen it called all night.
So I don't know if that was by design. The snap went way off to the left side, but the quarterback stepped in front of it and took off with it, and he quickly pitched it.
I don't think it was intended to be there, but we'll take it.
I mean, if it was intended, it worked great, right? But that's all right. 5:44 to go. It'll be 1st down and 20 now.
Getting the replay there, at least 3 holds on the play was what we got there.
Low snap again. Quick pitch toward the sideline is going to fall incomplete. Tyler Adams and Nolan Carson all over that one. That'll stop the clock with 5:28 to go.
Get us a stop here, guys. Come on. Really got a chance right here. If you can get a stop, you can salt this one way on away.
Talk about how quiet it is. Who's really keeping the pep up over here is the cheerleading squad. You know, they're fresh off a big victory in Alabama last week. They're heading off to nationals. So if you're interested in supporting them, be sure to follow them on Facebook. They're running a camp coming up here for some of the younger Bobcat cheerleaders, so if you're interested in participating. Here on 2nd down, heave-ho throw right in the arms of Travarius Flood. Jukes still going on the right side of the field. Cutting it back to the middle. He's still moving, coming back to the left side. He got a nice block, and he's cutting it around. He's taking it off to the races.
They got a flag back here. We're not going to quite make it. But.
Man, this is an excellent return by Travarius. He is fighting for every single inch there. Now, that the flag at midfield is going to be on that block, and it was a great block. I just don't think they like the positioning of the helmet. I think that's what that was, Kevin. Like it was
I didn't see anything, but they're going to call a hold. So either way,
It's still going to count as an interception, and it's not for a lack of trying out of Travarius. Instant replay does not agree with the flag either, but again, 5:05 to go here as we sort this one out.
so the flag was on a hold that was the player. Our player was 2 yards away from the man supposedly being held. My goodness.
Maybe he didn't mean to throw it. Maybe it's
Wait a minute. Are they going to say it's defensive holding on the initial pass?
Uh-huh.
I mean, the flag was thrown on the return. And it was, my goodness. I mean, we were a yard away from the man. What are they doing?
It's a lot to unpack here. That's all it is.
There's not anything to unpack. There was no hold. We got called for it. Now we're just going to walk it off and pretend like something happened.
Cool. All right.
Either way, it's our ball with 5:05 to go in the game. We got an unsportsmanlike as well. All right.
Awesome.
Well, whatever. Gives us more yards to work with. Somebody's mama's not happy.
There's always a silver lining to it, so it's just more yardage to work with. I get it. So, yeah, they're going to back them on up further.
What are they doing? They've backed them up 40. Well, they're moving back. The chain should move back here. It should not be 1st and 25. How is it 1st and 25?
No way!
There the chains go. Okay. Goodness gracious.
Tell Dom what to do.
Oh, man. Oh, man. It is just utter chaos right here.
That's a good way to say it, Jim. Somehow we had a flag thrown at the 45 on the other side, and we're starting on our own 28.
Flood and Castleman are going to go out to wide to the right side. They're going to run weak back with Carson Wood. Rancorn and all out in front there, leading the charge.
Pick up a few there.
He's going to roll on ahead to pick up a few yards. That'll keep the clock moving, 4 minutes and 47 seconds. It's a gain of 5 that time.
I don't think we quite got 5. They were a little.
I think,
jumpy on that.
that's
I think
more
it's
like
3 or
4.
Maybe,
yeah.
Maybe 4. That was gratuitous.
Carson's in the shotgun. High snap. Gets it down. Carson Wood lost the ball as he was turning the corner. Able to come back up with it. That'll stop things momentarily. 4:17 as the clock continues to roll here.
So lost the 4 that you got. You're back to 3rd and 10, and the clock ticks under 4 minutes. I said if we got it back, we could salt it away. That's not quite the way you wanted to see that go.
But the more field you're working with, the more time you can run off the clock as you march it down, Kevin. That's what this is.
That was the goal, but we haven't marched anywhere yet.
3:42 to go here. 3rd down. Ball's at the 28. Still 10 to go. High snap for Carson. He's rolling right. He's looking. Steps up. Fires it across the middle. It's incomplete. No, it's picked off. Carson trying to push him out of bounds, not able to get it, and they're going to run that one all the way back for a score. Uh-oh. That will make things a little bit more interesting with these last 3 minutes here.
Yeah, there's a lot went on right there that went uncalled. Is that the proper way to say that, Jim?
Sure.
Come on, Green. Use your head. Let's go, Green. Good grief. Hey, defense, let's go. Let's go. Hey, we're going. Play D right here. Let's go.
Central has got their offense out. I believe they might be going for 2 here.
Yeah, I mean, this is a big play right here. If you stop them, you've got a two-score ball game still.
Central will break the huddle. They're going to go under center, power I formation.
This is going to be an option right here. This is triple option right here.
Bobcats going to cheat it up, block the gaps.
Got him.
There we go. Jackson all slipping through there, holding on tight.
Good job, boys.
Good movement there, assisted by Cameron Grizzard on the backside of him. Good work out of that defense, and that'll stuff it. 3:25 to go. It's your score, Greenbrier 21, Montgomery Central 12.
That's a big play right there, Jim. So
Was a big play.
You still wound up with a 2-score game at this point.
Checking in on Marshall County and Pearl Cone. Pearl Cone is in control as Marshall County adds 3 more to the board. It's 28-10 with 8:39 to go in the third quarter.
It's about where you thought that one would be,
Yeah.
honestly. It's definitely the heavy favorites of the region, but Pearl is a team that when they're playing on all cylinders, it's going to be tough for anybody to beat.
It's they can outplay anybody, but you just gotta. I still worry about the discipline that they've got. I want them to make it all the way back again, and I want them to take it, but goodness. So, excuse me, Montgomery Central is going to set up their kick team. Bobcats are going to play it tight and close to the vest as they're going to line up with the hands team. And as things start to unfold there, they're going to call a timeout to think about it one last time.
Can't take them with you.
I don't know how a piece of paper will cause a hum as I set that down on the table, but whatever, man. I don't understand technology anymore. As Danny Glover said, I'm getting too old for this. 3:25 to go once again as the Indians are going to line up their kick. Bobcats going to play everybody close up with the exception of Travarius Flood.
Fall on the ball, please. All right.
Flood's got it. He's on top of it. It's a good call. So 3:25 to go. Bobcats with a chance to drive this and grind this one out once again. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves.
I wish he could have picked that one up and run with it just a little bit.
They spot that at the 16.
Yeah, wish we could have grabbed a little bit, but at
Better
least
safe.
we got the ball.
Better safe. That's what we're going for at this point.
Just need to drive with a couple first downs right here. The run game has been inconsistent all night. We just need something to happen right here.
So John Heisman would tell you to widen your splits. He'd tell you to unpile slowly. and take advantage of every second you've got. Direct snap to Nolan Carson. Finds him a
There you go.
seam.
There you go.
Cuts it outside.
There
Good
you go.
block by
There you go.
Jackson Hall as he hits the corner and slides for the first down. Very smart. He was heading dangerously close for the sidelines as he went down to his butt and slid.
Yeah, smart move right there. Get down, get the chain set, wind the clock. Let's go. Nolan had a good slide.
I was going to say, Coach Kapke, if you're watching, you might
thinking he'd be pretty
might
good on
recruit him
baseball
for a
team. Pinch runner anyway.
You always use another Willie Mays Hayes, right?
That's right.
Clock is moving. 2 minutes and 54 seconds. Ball spotted at the 31. 2 wide to the left. Castleman and Flood, and everybody else is tight on the right side.
Hold on tight to that ball.
Carson hands off to Wood. He's running straight ahead.
That's okay.
There's a linebacker coming up to try to make that stop, and he just kind of mowed him over. There's a little bit of an anticlimactic hit. It was a stop, nevertheless, but
should be able to run it down to about 150, 140.
we're at 2:08 currently. It's a gain of 4 on first down there. Second down and 6. That ball spotted at the 36. Bobcats still moving left to right. Same formation, 2 wide to the left. High snap. Carson bats it back down, gets it in his hands, makes something out of it. He's going to pick up 2 or 3 as he
might have
snuck
enough for a first
around.
down.
Snuck around the side of the tackle.
He's
This
got enough
guy
for
back
first
here
down.
is signaling it.
That's
wow.
first down.
Wow. Holy cow. I'll take it.
And now go into the best formation in all of football, and let's get the heck out of here. Yeah, that's true. They do have a timeout or 2.
They've got 2.
I think they've only got 1, but I don't think they reset the board early.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right, Kevin.
Because I think we've only got 1, too.
One also, not to be confusing, right?
That's correct. My grammar was not proper.
There is a knee from Nolan Carson with 1:11 to go.
Yeah,
Nothing.
Looks like Central's
I
going to
think that's it.
understand what we got. So we'll need 1 more of those, presuming that nobody takes a timeout on the second one.
Got them right where we want them, Kevin. That's what that one is.
I mean,
They'll never expect that timeout to be called.
nothing would surprise me at this point.
And with that knee, we are under 30 seconds to go.
It looks like
I
everybody's
think
gonna
it's
shake them
all
up.
over but the handshakes and the singing. As Greenbrier comes to Cunningham and gets the victory, 21-12 on the Montgomery Central Indians. That will wrap up the 2023 football season. Bobcats winning 2 straight and their first final game of the regular season victory. First time in
It's been
quite a
while.
few years.
Sorry.
Quite a few years. I believe the note said 2012. Computer's dead, so I cannot pull that up, and I'm too lazy to go back to Max Preps and figure that one out. But it's in quite a while. But we'll take anything we can get, and we're going to get out of here with this victory. Again, Bobcats win it 21-12 over Montgomery Central. So kind of putting the bow on the season. Kevin, you know, there was a lot of things that went good and a lot of things that just didn't go the way that you wanted it to. And
You're a game without your quarterback and a really bad call on an onside kick that may have changed you playing again next week. But regardless, it is what it is. You finished 4-6, finished on a high note. You got a lot to build on. You're gonna lose a lot. This senior class has been a good one.
yeah.
So we'll have to kind of regroup, see what we got there.
So
But
this group took us back to the playoffs, and so now
Yep.
the pressure's on. They got a very solid freshman group.
Yep.
Had a pretty good JV season, kind of building, developing. A lot of kids that you'll see get into a lot of good reps coming up in the spring. A good bit of talent coming over from the middle school. Like to see what they can do when they get in the weight room and
Sure.
Add some weight to it, but that's going to be a conversation for another day. Is now we're on the clock. We got about 2 weeks, and we're going to get it going
2 weeks from tonight.
With Greenbrier basketball. They're going to be on the road at Pope John Paul to get started. Excuse me, Pope Prep. I'm still not used to calling it that. And
their bus still says Pope John Paul.
You're right. And then we're gonna open that one up at home. What's that official date?
We will open up on the road.
No. I mean, we'll open up the next game at home.
Yeah, so it will be the 10th. November 10, I believe, will be the first game. Correction, be the 17th.
Oh,
so it's
gotcha.
It's 3 weeks from tonight that will be the home opener. 3 weeks from this past Tuesday will be the season opener at Pope, and then we'll have, I think it's Harpeth at home, or Sycamore.
Sycamore. I think we've got about 6 home games before Christmas break.
Yep. Yeah.
So that'll be
split up about half and half before and after Christmas.
Be a good little bit of rhythm to start establishing. We're really excited about Coach Jay Spurlock. He's coming back home, Greenbrier grad, and he's leading the men's basketball team. And Coach Gillen, she's got a heck of a girls team lined up and ready to roll. They are looking to make some noise as we get into March and April.
And I think they're set up in a district
it's conducive to
it's never going to be easy, but if there was a year to be able to try to make a deep run, this may be the year.
So we're real excited to do that. Kevin, I know you were out at Media Day a couple weeks ago getting some good action shots, and thanks to Jennifer Woodard and Ken Herndon, they were there too. They were getting some good pictures, and we're going to start working that stuff in on the social media. And folks, we'll be broadcasting. I just don't know where it's gonna land. You know, we're still hooked up with the NFHS stuff for basketball video, but if there's any way we can, we're going to push it out to any and everywhere because we want to make sure that we got all the eyes that we can get on Greenbrier basketball and the hopefully success that's coming.
Yeah, it's nothing else. We'll have audio out here like we do on football.
Yeah. So we will find a way. So, folks, we're going to wrap this one up here as the teams have broke. You got your groups of seniors there taking their one last look around, and we got a lot of alumni that are patting on the back and rubbing shoulders. And hey, man, this is it hurts to close out, but at least you get to go out on a high note if you want to look at it like that. Not everybody gets that opportunity to go out with a win like that, but this class will. Once again, your final tonight: Greenbrier 21. Montgomery Central 12. Folks, we're going to pack up and get back on the road. Send some special shout-outs and good luck to Junior Pro. They are scattered across the place tomorrow as they start their playoffs in a quest for glory, if you will. And then we'll be back here in a number of weeks as we prepare for Greenbrier basketball. So, folks, thank you for joining us again this year. It's been a lot of fun. You've been listening